Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kansas City, Missouri. I am Chad Graber, voice of the Harrisonville Wildcats. Alongside me is Gary Davidson right here as we are getting ready to go on the air for what Misha likes to call Playoffs 2018. You know I have to always get my little bitty barbs in at the beginning, Gary.
You got to gig them just a tad bit. So
but I've got to be the first one to eat a little crow and say also Harrisonville benefited from everybody making the playoffs, being 2-7 on the year. The good news is it's kind of like basketball. You get district start, you're in a tournament, and it's win or go home time, and that's what we got for the Wildcats here tonight as they play the 6-3 Lincoln Prep Tigers.
Yeah, and it's good to be able to have that 10th game. We always used to have 10 games and then went into districts, but you weren't always guaranteed that 11th game. So they did a little bit different, guaranteed the 10th game as the district game. I'll let you handle the I don't disagree with you one bit.
Well, like I said, I'm old school. I grew up when it was 4-team districts and only the winner went to the sectional round. And, back in the day, they changed it up, and then the top two of every district went on, and then you had a regional and then a sectional. Now you have 8 district champions. My opinion, district championship is when the actual playoff starts. But you could make a case for the district championship game being a playoff game because that in the old format, that was the sectional game. That was the Sweet 16 game. Sure. Because when you get to the district championship game, there's only 16 teams left in each and every one of the classes. So anyway, we're here in central Kansas City. If I take a rock and I chuck it that way, you will hit the Kansas City Zoo. So to give you kind of a barometer of where we're at, 63rd Street, between 63rd Street and Meyer Boulevard, off of 71 Highway.
If you check it which way?
That would be to the east, Gary, to the east.
Just checking you.
This field for Gary, for everybody back home, this field runs north to south and south to north. Gary always likes to point that out. But nevertheless, it's a pregame show brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank. Sherwood Community Bank, the best spot for youth savings and teen checking accounts. Stop by one of their 4 locations for details. Member FDIC. We're about 20 minutes or so away from opening kickoff. Let's talk about some keys to the game, Gary. Key number 1 tonight for me is opportunity knocks. It's been a rough season. You're 2-7. Showed some life over the last couple of weeks, even against number 1 state-ranked Odessa last week, putting up 18 points on them. It's an opportunity knocks type of situation. The way that the districts have aligned, Harrisonville would not have to see Grandview, Grain Valley, nor Warrensburg until a district championship game. I'm not taking anything away from the other teams in this side of the district, but quality of opponent-wise, on paper, you look at this matchup and you think the Wildcats have a pretty good opportunity, and they've got opportunity knocking at their door as they could win a couple of games here and get to a district championship game for like the 7th year in a row.
Well, and the nice thing about it is when I say nice thing, you never have want a nice thing whenever somebody gets injured, and we really hate it that. But obviously, River Riley had to come in last week, so he's where I was going with that. He's got a game under his belt going into districts, and so that's a good thing for the team. They've also changed the offense a little bit. I think the last couple of games they've gone to an eye. They've used Pesic as a fullback a little bit, and so they're changing some things, which is going to adapt to the play of the young men out there playing the game. So I like that they're adapting to that, and I think you've seen some. When I say better play, you've seen some improvement in play with some of the changes they made.
And I just want to let everybody know as well as we're talking about our keys to the game, it is not R&B night at Starlight Theater, if you can hear the music in the background. It is a little bit louder than normal, but you sound like you're at Starlight Theater. It's a great sound system.
Well, we've got a speaker, 15, 20 yards from us, and, it's almost pointed this way.
So key number 2 for me is defense. Defense. Defense.
Something we haven't had
this season. And they're going to have speed and athleticism all over the field. you've got to limit the big play on defense. It's something, if they've watched the film, you know they're going to be wanting to run those jet sweeps, because if they can get in space, they can give the Wildcats fits tonight.
Yeah, and obviously I'm sure that they have been watching film. All the teams we've played up to now has seemed to incorporate it more and more and more each week. So I've got to believe that with their speed, they've got a lot of talent, they've got a lot of speed, and so with that, if we don't contain the corner, we're going to be in trouble. And that's been our problem, is containing that corner and turning that jet sweep in to the rest of our defenders.
Key number 3, it's the second season. You're 0-0. Let's go undefeated. It starts now.
Well, I mean, back in August we talked, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's not how you play in August and September, it's how you play in November. I know we're not quite to November yet, but it's right around the corner. So that's what we want. We've had a few injuries. We've overcome some of those. We just want to improve on what we've been improving each week.
Yeah, absolutely right. Opportunities knocking, play some defense, and it's the second season. What more can you ask for if you're the Wildcats? You got your chance, and you got a sophomore quarterback back there. It's his chance to leave a mark on this program as well and put in those coaches' heads that, hey, we got a quarterback possibly of the future.
Well, and the beautiful thing about this is going into next year, you're going to have 2 quarterbacks that have had varsity experience. And competition brings out the best in all of our athletes, especially our young men that play this game. And so with competition is going to make each one of them better at the position and each one of them better at the game. And so that healthy competition next year, you're going to have a senior and a junior competing probably for that position. Obviously don't know what the plans are, but you do that and they're going to be better for it, and the team is going to be better for it.
You're absolutely right. So those are our keys to the game tonight. It is your pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back after this.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. Going on right now, Max Ford is having a regional Carfax Advantage event. That's right, going on right now. Take advantage of the huge pre-owned inventory. Over 65% of our pre-owned vehicles are one owners. Max Motors guarantees to beat the other dealers' online price by $500. We offer the lowest prices with a hassle-free shopping environment, which makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville, 291 and 71 Highway, maxford.com.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from, Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment. The Garage Burgers in Harrisonville is like your friend's house, an amazingly fun place with names of all of its visitors adorning the walls with old racing gear throughout. Make it your place to go next time you want a fun and terrific dinner. With 20-plus burgers, amazing appetizers, and ice-cold drinks, the Garage is your stop for fun and excitement. Now open late on Fridays. The Garage Burgers on Commercial across from Young's Tire.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street. It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. a large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source.
You have choices when it comes to apparel and promotional gear for your business. Don't sacrifice quality for choice. Travis Thurston with T Screen Printing and Embroidery has all you could ask for. Local ability to screen print, embroider, and make vinyl decals, not to mention 50,000 promotional products at your fingertips with tscreenprinting.com. The next time your business or event needs apparel or a giveaway, stay local and turn to T Screen Printing and Embroidery, the pros who 4Ts trust to outfit them on Friday nights.
Hello and welcome back to the Sherwood Community Bank pregame show on 4Ts.com. You're watching live high school football action. Not quite to the main event, the Wildcats versus the Lincoln Prep Tigers, coming up in a few minutes. And I'll tell you what, Lincoln Prep still, to this day, the last time I called a Harrisonville Lincoln Prep game, it was on the basketball court in the state sectional game in Lee Summit. Still one of the most heartbreaking losses I've ever covered of Harrisonville sports. They had a 1-point lead with about 15 seconds to go, and they knocked the ball out of bounds, and Lincoln Prep knocked it out of bounds about 5 times off of themselves, and the officials kept giving the ball back to Lincoln Prep. Last play of the game, underneath the I'm telling you, you can go back and watch it. You can go back and watch it.
It was almost a layup, if I recall, because I was there.
Yeah, and last play of the game, they pass it inside to their big inside, and Tanner Sutton slid going to cover and fell to the ground, and the kid had a wide open layup, ended up beating us by 1. And Coach Mercer is one of those guys that will say to this day that was his team that would have went to the Final Four, and it was a great team that year. And nevertheless, anyway, heartbreak from Lincoln Prep tonight. Lincoln Prep on the football field. Talking to Deion Clisso, the head honcho at Preps KC last night, and he informed me that an IL team, interscholastic league team, one of the intercity school teams, has not won a playoff game since 2009. Was Westport that beat Platte County. So
let's keep it 2009 then.
Absolutely. There are several around the state or around the area tonight playing. So.
And by the way, you haven't talked about your Tigers, but I'm going to be down there tomorrow.
Going down and watch the Tigers play the Wildcats?
Yeah, I'm working it, but I'm going to be able to watch it too. So, yes.
All right. Well, I expect to see you on the crane on the far end. Maybe they'll let you up there being a highway patrolman.
No, that will not happen.
So we're about 6 or 7 minutes away from the opening kickoff. We've got the national anthem. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more on your Sherwood Community Bank pregame show.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your cars serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car. You need multiple things for a project at home but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall. Over 200 booths with Amish-made jelly, new and used furniture, antiques, toys, and a little bit of everything you can think of. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall can be your one-stop for everything. Whether it's your first time to Harrisonville or you've been here for years, the Trade Fair is definitely a see-it-to-believe-it type of place right across the street from Sutherland's.
What is your time worth? Think about it the next time you head to the city to spend hours and days shopping for home appliances and to save a few dollars. Instead, drive across town and see Erlene and her staff that's right here for your convenience. You can be in or out in a short amount of time with amazing service, a great product, and they always treat you like family. Located behind Hawthorne Bank on Plaza Drive, so spend all your extra time you saved cheering on the Wildcats. And remember, think Troby's first when you think of home appliances.
When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place. Whether it's a standard oil change, brake check, or something a little more major, Michelle and William with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you get back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pockets. So if you don't want to break the bank when your vehicle needs service, come to the shop that keeps you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto, right across the street from Young's Tire on South Commercial. Why would you go to the city and spend mountains of money on a corn maze and pumpkin patch when one of the best in the region is right on the outskirts of Harrisonville? Matt Moreland at Red Barn Ranch puts much thought and effort into making sure there is something for kids of all ages, from the corn pits, hay maze, corn cob cannon, to the corn maze and pumpkin patch. There's something everyone will love. So take time to go check out the best fall fun right in Harrisonville. Red Barn Ranch, just a few minutes north of the community center on Jefferson Parkway.
Welcome back to the Sherwood Community Bank pregame show on 4teens.com. It is almost kickoff here of the Misha playoffs as we are set to do battle with the Lincoln Prep Tigers, the 3 seed in the district, and the Wildcats are the 6 seed in the Class 4 District 7 tournament. Cats looking for an opening round win for the 6th consecutive season. Last time they lost was 2011 in the it was 5 years ago when they lost in the first round to Raytown South. So it was 5 years ago. This is Coach Maxwell's 4th year. That was Coach Litt's last game. So 4 years in a row they have been to the district championship game and won the last 4 district championships. So it's time for some starting lineups brought to you by Stafford and Stafford Insurance, Harrisonville's best starting lineup of insurance. Give them a call today for your Wildcats. Again, it'll be the sophomore signal caller River Riley behind center, and you will have the running backs. You'll have a rotation in there. You'll see Pesic along with Mr. Jace Reynolds, the freshman, and the senior Jaden Wilson. May see a little bit of Carson Crowley in there. Of course, your wide receivers, Kennedy Atkinson, Colby Knowles, and Bryce Percival. And then your big guys up front, Brody Rogers and Trevor Campbell anchoring that offensive line. Keegan Rowe in there as well as Ethan Murray and others rotating on the offensive line for the Wildcats. And those are our starting lineups brought to you by Stafford and Stafford Insurance, Harrisonville's best lineup of insurance. Give them a call today. We're just a couple of minutes away from the opening kick. It's your coin toss going on right now. Take your extra coins to Sherwood Community Bank and start a savings account today. We'll give you the results of that coin toss here momentarily. I do not see him tonight. I know he had surgery this week. So
Isaiah Patrick?
Yes.
He is over there on crutches.
Okay, so he is over there. I had not seen him. Glad to know that he is there. He just had his surgery a couple of days ago, and they get in there, and not only did he tore his ACL, his meniscus was messed up as well, and his mom on Facebook said, man, when this kid messes something up, he messes it up royally. So glad to see that he got surgery and will be back at it hopefully sooner rather than later. Obviously his season is done, but nevertheless, hopefully Isaiah will have a quick recovery. Another thing, go ahead, Gary.
I was just going to say Lincoln Prep won the toss. They deferred. We're going to be receiving on the south end going north, and Lincoln Prep will be going southbound.
All right, well, the Wildcats are in their away white tops with black numbers, royal blue outline, the black pants with the blue and white stripe down the side, the blue helmets with the Wildcat on it. Lincoln Prep in the black tops with the royal blue and gold outline of the royal blue. Those are going to be fun to try to decipher here tonight. And white pants, they have the tiger stripes in blue and yellow all the way up them with the tiger stripe Cincinnati Bengal type helmet for Lincoln Prep. And they are going to kick it away to the Wildcats. Back deep for the Cats, Colby Knowles and Braden Tarwater to get this one going. And remind me of a story here in a little bit of one of our great sponsors as we get ready. Brew Daddy's Coffee, Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Kick off your season at Brew Daddy's. High end over in kick is going to be bounced at about the 10 and bounce inside the 10 to the 5. And Tarwater has trouble with it, and the ball on the turf, and absolutely worst case scenario for the Wildcats. Unbelievable. Braden Tarwater allows it to go through his wickets, bounces around, bounces away from him, and Lincoln Prep recovers for a touchdown, and it is 6-0 Lincoln Prep just like that. So not how the Wildcats wanted to start this one. Of course, our Sonic kick return contestant for this evening, if the Wildcats would have returned that kick or returned a kick for a touchdown tonight, Paul Raines will win a $100 Sonic gift card. So we have an extra point coming up. 6-0 Lincoln Prep. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's 7-0 Lincoln Prep. They will kick off right after this. We'll be right back.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
All right, welcome back. Quick strike for Lincoln Prep after the muffed kick there by the Wildcats and Braden Tarwater. They lead it 7-0. They will kick off again. Our Sonic kick return contestant, Paul Raines, at the Cats return a kick for a touchdown. He will win a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. Kick off your morning at Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, Brew Daddy's Coffee, next to Commerce on Commercial. We are set to take two, so to speak, of the kickoff here. So here we go, and here is the kick. And this is a little short kick, and it's going to bounce, and again, away from Tarwater. He's able to pick it up this time and move on his feet up to the 25, where it'll be taken down by a host of Lincoln Prep Tigers. 7-0. Lincoln Prep with the lead. Cats going to have their first opportunity of it. And you know, that really kind of, Gary, just worked like an opening kickoff. You got to, if you're the Cats, you got to look at it like we've just got to get that possession back at some point during the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately we don't get it back in the second half. So we got to make up some time right here.
So it'll be the freshman duo in the backfield in the I formation. River Riley under center. You got Pesic and Reynolds in the backfield, wide receiver left and right. Here we go on 1st and 10, and they hand it off to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. As Lincoln Prep all over that one, it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. So Riley gets his play from the sideline, going to come back into the huddle here. 11:24 to go, first quarter. And it's a 7-0 Lincoln Prep lead Again, Riley brings this team to the line of scrimmage with wide receivers to the left and to the right. And this time they're going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get to the outside. And another good open field tackle by Lincoln Prep. And it makes it 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. So the offensive line not doing the Cats any favors here early on. It'll be 3rd and 11 after a loss of a yard for Reynolds. So 2 carries by Reynolds and a loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 11.
A loss of 1 yard on the play brings up a 3rd down.
If you're going to write up a script of how you want to start a playoff game, this is not it, Gary. two plays, negative yardage, and a muff punt or kickoff for a touchdown. 3rd and long coming up for Riley and the Wildcats. And here we go. They're going to pitch it back to Reynolds, and he cuts back, gets a block, but it's coming back as there was a hold, and it'll come all the way back. So I saw that one right away on the edge as he cut back there. And a lot of times when you cut back, you force a wide receiver into a hold, and that's what happened right there, Gary.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great decision on his part, but it makes it difficult for the offense because they don't know what he's doing.
So a 10-yard penalty, and it's going to bring up 3rd and Bannister Mall for the Harrisonville Wildcats. And, of course, not very many people will know Old Bannister Mall as it's been gone for a while. Us old guys up here in the booth know Bannister Mall. So 3rd and long for the Wildcats from their own 15. Under center is Mr. Riley. And here we go on 3rd down. Riley looking to pass. He's going to chuck it deep. He's got a man, and it's picked off. No, incomplete, as Colby Knowles was there and almost picked off. But as he went to the ground, I think, just popped it out, and the Cats are going to have to punt. Maybe I think his dad or somebody stood up and was yelling at him out there. What was that? You missed that one here in front of us. So the Cats are going to have to punt it away. And they have the ball at their own goal line, and Atkinson does get it off. And it's going to bounce at about the 40 and roll. It's going to take a Wildcat roll and roll past midfield. And Lincoln Prep will start on its own 48-yard line. So a good boot, 37-yard punt from Kennedy Atkinson to flip the field a little bit there. So now the Cats defense going to be on the field for the first time tonight. Howard Brown, the quarterback for Lincoln Prep, on a 1st and 10 coming up. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 48-yard line. They're going to spread it out here. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. Woods in the backfield along with Brown, the quarterback. Here we go. They're going to hand off. No, they're going to keep it themselves as Brown tries to get to the outside. Goes nowhere. Cats all over to 2-yard gain. Brody Pitts and Carson Crowley in on the tackle. Brody Pitts has been out a couple weeks, had a concussion. Good to see him back in there. And I believe I saw number 56 roaming the sidelines, Mr. Jacob Poisel, who was out last week with a concussion. So a 2nd down and about 7 for Lincoln Prep as they get into Wildcat territory from their own 40 or to the 49 of the Wildcats. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Brown. And the Cats show blitz, and they come after Brown. He's going to get the throw off inside the 40 down to the 35. Wrapped up and tackled. Hagan Stevenson on the tackle, but a gain of about 18. And I like the look of that quarterback right there, Brown, as he rolls out and looks like a seasoned veteran throwing that ball on the sideline, Gary, creating with his legs right there.
Yeah, he was able to get out of pressure and get the throw off, which was good.
So down to the Wildcat 30-yard line. 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation again here. And this time they're going to hand it off, nowhere to go. Eaten up in the backfield is Danny Kimbrell. And that is a 2nd down and long. So a 4-yard loss as the Cats were all over that one. Brings up second and long for the Tigers.
At the Wildcats 35.
All right, here's a throw out in the flats. They're going to complete it down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. And I think he stepped out of bounds back at about the 25. We'll see. We show holding on the Wildcats there. Oh, no. They pointed Wildcats' way, but it was holding on Lincoln Prep, so that'll push them backwards. You know, it's always fun. We're always usually in more rural towns. So you got towns to the north, towns to the south that you can talk about those very long distances you got to travel. Now we got landmarks because we're in the middle of Kansas City. So second down and about 15 as it was a spot foul. So pretty much going to redo second down here. So it was a loss of a yard. So shotgun formation, Brown. Two wide receivers to his left, two to his right. They're going to go in motion, and they're going to go up the middle with Brown, and he's got a first down to the 20-yard line. Be first and 10.
First down, Lincoln.
And they just ran that one right up the middle.
It's a good read by the quarterback.
And he has had some really good reads early on in this one. And it'll be a first and 10 down to the 20-yard line. Lincoln Prep driving again. Trying to scan here. Kimber, it is Deanie Kimber, the running back in the backfield. That was Williams on the fake, and it was Brown. And so this time they're going to hand it off. No, but again, right up the middle, right to pay dirt. Easy walk-in touchdown. And it is 13-0 Lincoln Prep with 7:08 to go in the first quarter. So not the way the Cats wanted to start this one, and Lincoln Prep is all over the Wildcats early on. And it's just kind of, I'll tell you what, if you want to take a snapshot of the season in 5 minutes, it's the beginning of this football game. It's just been mistakes and porous defense by the Wildcats. So we wait the extra point coming up, 13-0 Lincoln Prep already. Kick is up. Kick is good. And we'll see if the Wildcat offense has an answer here. We'll take a timeout.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood's Bank. That's where my account is.
All right, welcome back. Sonic kick return contestant tonight wins a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. Paul Raines is our contestant tonight. So if the Cats return this kick for a touchdown, Paul will win a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. Kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. Short kick taken by the Cats at the 20. That is Percival up the middle of the 25, 30, 35, 40 as he is spun down, not quite to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Cats will take over. See if this second possession will be any better than the first for the Wildcats. They had a good run on third down, but there was a penalty, and it got called back. So the Cats had to punt it away. This will hopefully flip some field position if need be, but nevertheless, it's 14-0 just 5 minutes into this contest as Lincoln Prep is up 14-0 on the Wildcats. Jaden Wilson back there in the I formation behind Pesic, wide receiver to the left and the right. And this time they're going to hand it off for Wilson, and Wilson's got a hole. He's down the sideline to the 50, inside the 50 to the 45 of Lincoln Prep, and a good hard run by the senior. We have about a 16, 17-yard gain for Jaden Wilson to the outside and puts it into Lincoln Prep territory down to the Lincoln Prep 43-yard line. So it'll be Cats football in Lincoln Prep territory for the first time tonight. Atkinson flanked to the right side, the left side is Knowles in the offset I this time with Percival off the end. They're going to go right up the middle with Pesic, and Pesic's going to get a quick 3 yards on that inside handoff on first down. So 2nd down and 7 coming up on the quick handoff to Pesic. Not a traditional looking eye by the Wildcats. Usually you see those guys back, maybe a couple yards away from each other. Cats kind of a stretched eye, so to speak, Gary.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of an offset eye, and it makes the appearance that they're going to go one way, and I think that's what they're doing because they would be strong out on one side or the other. Like right now they're set up as a strong left. So
2 wide receiver left side, 1 to the right. And here we go, River Riley to throw, and he's got his man, and incomplete. Looked like Atkinson's hand might have got grabbed on that no call, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Cats.
Yeah, that was a weird jump, so it looked like something happened. I don't know if the guy tripped and just happened to, fall into him, or if it looked like he maybe got grabbed. But that was an odd-looking jump for the ball.
So 3rd down and 8, and, River Riley was on target last Friday. His first couple of throws tonight been a little bit off target. So 3rd down and 8 coming up. And they're going to hand it off for Wilson. And there is a hold inside there. And they're going to blow that dead on being down. And this one's going to come back. So 2 times on 3rd and long, Cats have had a decent run. And 2 times they've got called for a hold. So this is going to push them backwards here. We will see what they call here. Well, that's the 15-yard variety of a chop block, so that's even worse. That's going to push the Cats farther back. So that'll push them back, and it'll be 3rd down on their own side of the field. The official moves the huddle, says, keep on coming, boys. We're going back farther, all the way back to their own 44-yard line.
I was going to say it was 4-down territory, but I think they've just went out of the 4-down territory.
Now we're at 3rd and Grandview. we're going to be back in Harrisonville before long as they keep going backwards. So 3rd and long on their own side of the field. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, under center. This time they hand off, nowhere to go for Wilson as Lincoln Prep all over that, and the Cats are going to have to punt it. Gary, the one thing I see so far, 6 minutes into this game, I don't see any life out of the Wildcats. I don't see any urgency, any excitement out there, no fire. The first time I saw a little bit of fire was that first run by Jaden Wilson, and besides that, it's just kind of been quiet on the Wildcat sideline. So Atkinson to punt it away, and this is a low liner, but it takes a Wildcat roll inside the 20, down inside to the 15-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Lincoln Prep. So 4:57 to go here in the opening stanza. Cats trail 14-0, and Lincoln Prep looking to add to it here. Being down 14-0 already are the Wildcats. They got to get – this is where you need a big play defensively. You need an interception. You need a 3-and-out or a fumble, something to try to turn this tide a little bit. Brown going to bring his team to the line of scrimmage. So Kimber and Brown in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to your left, 2 to your right. Shotgun formation for Brown. They're going to go in motion. And this time they're going to fake the handoff and go right up the middle, nowhere to go. A couple of yard loss for Brown there back inside the 15 of the 14.
Well, you go to the well one too many times with that. You got to give it off a couple of different times. I know he's had a 2-yard a 16-yard and a 20-yard, and then he just had a 2-yard loss. So,
and I would say in the break where Schenker was talking to his defensive players, he talked to one of his middle linebackers and said he does not go anywhere. You were all over Brown all night. From the rest of the time, you spy him. Wherever he goes with the ball, you go with the ball.
He's a big boy, too. I mean, and he's fast. He's not, his size makes it look different than what he really is. But
so this time he's going to have to throw. He throws it deep and incomplete. Good coverage by Cheney down the sideline. And honestly, Cheney, I think if Cheney would have looked up for the ball right there, he would have had a shot at interception. Brings up 3rd down and about 13 for the Tigers of Lincoln Prep, deep in their own territory. So Cats need a stop here. Big 3rd down for the Wildcats right here. I mean, it's early in the game, but this is a big 3rd down.
Yeah, and I'd be looking at number 9 and number 13. I mean, those are the two that have been carrying the weight all this first quarter. Looks like that's who they look to. So that's who I would be eyeing quite a bit right here.
There we go on 3rd down, and Brown looking to throw, and he's chased out of the pocket and intercepted, and it is intercepted on the near side. Carson Crowley, good toe tap by this junior safety for the Wildcats, got the foot in, and it'll be Cats ball to 21. We talked about it. They needed a turnover. They needed something. They got a turnover. They got the ball to 21 now. Chance to try to turn the tide of this ball game a little bit. So it'll be Cats ball from the 21 of the Tigers with 3:56 to go here in the first quarter. Maybe that'll wake up the Wildcats. So 3:56 to go here in the opening quarter. 14-0. Lincoln Prep with the lead. Holden up 14-0 on Lone Jack. My wife was headed over to Holden to supervise that game. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, I formation for the Cats. And in an encroachment lined up in the neutral zone on Lincoln Prep, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 5 down to the 16 for the Wildcats. So a couple of mistakes now by Lincoln Prep, and has the Cats in the red zone in good situation here. You got to capitalize, though.
You do. You got a lot of plays here. You can get a 1st down before you go in for a touchdown. So you've got 4 plays to get inside the 10, and then you've got another 4 plays. So really, virtually, you've got 8 plays if you need them. You just got to get a 1st down first.
So here we go. Under center is Riley. Offset eye. They're going to go to
there's
Reynolds.
The hole.
There's the hole, and to the 5 and to the house. Jason Reynolds from 16 yards out. And the Wildcats are on the board. 14-6 the score. So 1 play drive, 16 yards. And the Wildcats are in pay dirt, and they've cut it to a 1-touchdown lead. Does the touchdown of your tires is so important? Go see our friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center to check out your tires. I got a good Young's Tire and Wheel Center story, as that one was missed by Johnson, and it remains 14-6. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back after this.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. Going on right now, Max Ford is having a regional Carfax Advantage event. That's right, going on right now. Take advantage of the huge pre-owned inventory, over 65.
All right, that was Max Motors of Harrisonville, one of our great sponsors. Cut into that one just a little quickly, but we will get back to Max after the next time out. And here comes a kickoff. Kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, and that is Brew Daddy's. A short kick taken by Lincoln Prep, and they're going to have excellent field position up to the 43-yard line. This is going to be an interesting series for me right here, Gary, to see if Lincoln Prep changes it up a little bit or if the Cats are on the game plan, so to speak, of the Tigers.
Yeah, and this is their opportunity. I mean, we're still only one score down, but we got to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So we've got to turn things around because we don't get the ball in the second half too. So they get an extra series on top of it, everything else. So hopefully we can have a good series like we did last time on defense and come out and maybe get another score.
So here we go. 1st and 10, Brown and company. They're going to go pistol formation this time, running back. Kimber behind him in the backfield. They're going to fake the pitch, and up the middle goes Brown. Nowhere to go. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. A host of Wildcats in there, including Miles Jennings on the tackle, and there's a cat still down on the ground there. Not sure who that is. So we'll try to get that to you if we can see. Gary's going to get on that. Try to see who that is. And
48.
So Hagen Stevenson, and the way the way he didn't want to roll over and the way he is going to roll over, I think guys would not like that shot to the groin right there. Not sure if that's what it is, but kind of the way it looked right there. And he is kind of holding himself a little bit low right there. So
we were supposed to remind you of something at the beginning of the game. So what was I supposed to remind you?
Oh, so my story about our great sponsors. We talk about our great sponsors every single day. They're the little timeout here on the field. Young's Tire and Wheel Center came to Chad Grammer's rescue on Wednesday, and it'll take me a little bit to tell the story. So
it usually does.
Well,
so I mean,
I feel as though you've heard one of Chad Grammer's stories before, Gary. So 2nd and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Shotgun for Howard Brown here, and there's a flag and a false start on Lincoln Prep. So Wednesday, Chad was headed to a Quick Trip, like his morning run every Wednesday. I go to Quick Trip every Monday, Wednesday, Friday before I head out of town to go to Warrensburg. And as I was pulling into, you've probably had this happen to you before. Well, part of this you probably had happen to you before. As you're pulling in to Quick Trip, there's not a whole lot of room sometimes. Just remember that. We'll talk about it here in a minute. And they go in the run, and they're going to go around the outside, and out to the outside they go. Kimber, and he is finally driven into the turf by Brody Pitts and comes off the field quickly, does Kimber, but he's got enough for a first down as he was driven out of bounds or driven to the turf by Brody Pitts. It'll be a 1st and 10 to the 47-yard line. We'll wait till we have a little bit more time. I'll tell the rest of the story. Remember that Quick Trip entrance. So 1st and 10 out of the 47. Lincoln Prep gets the first down. So wide receiver to the left, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. And here they go up the middle. This time is Brown. And a missed assignment that time. And Brown's got a first down inside the 30-yard line. I've had a couple of people comment about if the game's online. I've had a couple of people text me now. So I will have Jerry put on Facebook to go through the for some reason it's not coming up. If you just search on YouTube, it's not coming up as a live broadcast. But if you go through the 4T's website, you will get to the broadcast by clicking on the link. Jerry's going to check it out here. 1st and 10 down to the 30-yard line. They're going to go in formation, and this time they're going to hand it to the outside, and they're just going left, right, and up the middle. And that time it was Williams to the far side. He's going to have a couple. Going to bring up 2nd down, and they're not doing anything fancy. They're running sweeps and up the middle. And that was Darrell Williams, number 13, on the carry. So it'll be a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down to the 28 of the Wildcats. Reminds me of the old Marty Schottenheimer era Chiefs here. Christian left, Christian right, Barry Word up the middle. And that's about all they've been doing so far in this one, except for it's Williams left, Williams right, and Howard up the middle. Pistol formation this time, and they're going to fake the handoff and throw it out in the flats. And the missed tackle out there by Crowley, and inside the 20 is Williams. Those are the tackles you got to make. He's been a very good open field tackle, has Crowley this year, and he just flat missed that one. And it's another move of the chains down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10 coming up for Lincoln Prep in the red zone of the Wildcats at the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10, 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Brown. And Brown going to fake the handoff and goes right up the middle and finally cut down after a 4 or 5 yard gain by Brody Pitts. And it brings up a 2nd down. And you know that last series they looked great on Brown, and now this series it's like they've forgotten that he can run the football again, as he's been gouging in the middle of the field again.
I would spy him and actually go to tackle him each play to make sure he doesn't have the ball.
So 2 wide receiver left to the right, shotgun formation for Brown. And this time he's going to go up the middle again, and the Cats were all over that one. He got back to the line of scrimmage and brings up a 3rd down. So that'll end the first quarter. So 1 quarter in the books. We're going to keep it right here, though, with you.
Oh, because we want to hear your story.
Yeah, so we got to tell the story.
So it's going to take a whole portion between the 2 quarters.
So 1 quarter in the books, 14-6 Cats trail, but Lincoln Prep knocking on the door to try to make it a 2-touchdown game. So William Young's Tire and Wheel Center. I'm pulling into Quick Trip, and there's a truck getting ready to pull out, like a dump truck to pull out. And as I'm pulling in, I'll be honest, I wasn't paying 100% attention. But as I was pulling in, I noticed I'm not going to have enough room, and I jerked the wheel, and I jerked it into the curb, and right at the right spot, and ripped a hole in my tire. Well, I went to try to change the tire. You know, they give you these little bitty spare tire jacks that don't work, and I kept trying to jack it up. Well, there's no flat surface at Quick Trip. If you ever go to their parking lot, pay attention. It's all on. Well, the jack kept sliding out. So I text William on Facebook. I said, hey, do you happen to come make house calls? And William responded and says, I'll send a guy out there. So he sends a guy out, changes my tire, takes it in to get it fixed. So I go get air in the spare tire that I've got so that I get over to his deal. Got me on the road in less than probably 40 minutes after getting in contact with him. And that's why we love our sponsors, and that's why our sponsors take care of us. We take care of them. And that's my William Young story. They came to the rescue Wednesday.
And support our hometown people. I mean, as much as you possibly can.
Shop local. I will say it every day. And we got a whistle and a flag. I thought I saw a flag. Maybe that was the football. No, it was a football. The other side I heard the whistle, and then I saw the football fall. So here we go. 2 wide receivers left to the right. Shotgun formation for Brown. And he's got Kimber with him in the backfield. They're going to go in motion. They're going to fake the handoff and go right up the middle again with Brown, and he gets a couple. Going to bring up 4th down and about 4 for Lincoln Prep at about the 13-yard line. They've got a kicker. It's got a little bit of a leg. It'll be interesting to see if they go for a field goal here. I mean, just points on the board makes it a 2-possession game. But it looks like they're going to go for it here. It was Farmer who went in motion on the fake handoff. 4th down and 4. And if I'm Coach Shanker, I'm screaming, watch Brown, watch Brown, watch Brown. And a whistle. And a timeout called by Lincoln Prep. So Lincoln Prep's going to call a timeout. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll take a timeout as well, and we'll be right back.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
All right, welcome back. Fourth down coming up. Jerry posted on Facebook, so you may send anybody you know that on Facebook. Hopefully people will see that. And we'll have it posted on the 4Ts page as well if you're trying to find the game. I think for some reason or on YouTube it's not coming up under the 4T streaming. I wonder if maybe we don't have the hashtag 4T streaming. So we're trying to figure it out, but nevertheless it is online. Fourth down and 4 coming up, shotgun formation for Brown. He's got Kimber next to him in the backfield, 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. And this time they're going to fake the handoff and they're going to go right over the middle, wide open touchdown, Lincoln Prep. Tell you, that was right to Darrell Williams, and it was almost like Lincoln Prep saw an opening there and called the timeout to rechange their play. And a perfect throw from Brown to Williams makes it 20-6 with the extra point coming up. So 20-6 our score with 11:11 to go in the first half. Lincoln Prep in front of this one. And there's the snap, there's the kick, and it is up. It is good. 21-6, 11:11 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
All right, welcome back. 11:11 to go here in the first half of play, and Lincoln Prep on top by 2 touchdowns. You know, the Cats, they had the there were a couple big mistakes by the Wildcats. They had a 3-and-out after their first series, and they gave up a quick drive touchdown, and then they had the kickoff that was the touchdown. Other than that, been a pretty solid game for the Wildcats besides that. So here we go. We await the kickoff. Kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Natty's, next to Commerce on Commercial. And remember, our Sonic kick return contestant tonight is Paul Raines. He'll win a $100 Sonic gift card if the Cats return this kick for a touchdown. And Percival has it up to the 35 and then tackled down at the 35, and that's where the Cats will take over right here in front of us at their own 35, going from left to right, going from north to south.
Thank you, Chad.
Whichever the preference of one person may be. I say left to right, you say, and that's just honestly, that comes from my radio days. You always did the on your radio dial, we're going left to right on your radio dial. Most kids don't even know what a radio dial is. So I guess I should get with the times and just tell you.
You probably should, yes.
First and 10 for the Cats from their own 35-yard line. Wide receiver to left, wide receiver right. I formation in the backfield. Under center is Riley on first and 10. And they're going to hand it off for Wilson, and Wilson right up the middle, going to get about 5 and quickly tackled at about the 40-yard line. Going to have close to 5. They're going to give him 5 on that one. Brings up second down. We're going to Lee Allen on the tackle. So second down coming up for the Wildcats at their own 40-yard line. So 10:35 to go here first half. Cats have got to get a score here and then get a stop. Try to get this one evened up before half. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Off the end is Percival in the I formation. Riley looking to pass. Throws it over to Percival. Percival's got it at midfield to the 50 and then is driven out of bounds on the near side after a first down catch for the Wildcats. And that is Jermaine Hamilton on the tackle. And the Cats are in business, in a good throw out into the flats by River Riley right there to hit the safety valve off the end there.
Yeah, that was a good read by him. It was a good pass because that's a difficult pass to throw as well.
So we got a whistle and a timeout on the field. Lincoln Prep going to call the timeout. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. Gary, this is one of those drives, if you're the Wildcats, you've got to get in the end zone. This is an important drive in this ball game because obviously it's still most of the second quarter, but if you can get it back to one touchdown, try to get a stop before half and maybe get another. If you can get a couple touchdowns here and get a stop, you're looking at being even going into halftime, knowing Lincoln Prep's going to get the ball start the second half.
We've only run 11 offensive plays. Our defense has been on the field most of the game. Probably not going to be much of a factor with the as cool as it is, but it could be as far as at the end of the fourth quarter it could be something. But we need a good long drive. I mean, our longest series is 4 plays, and that was because we had a first down on the first play and then 3 and out. And so and then the one play touchdown that we had. So we need to spend some time, a good methodical drive, go down and get 6 points, eat about 5 or 6 minutes off the clock. You know, that gives them still time, but then we get a defensive stop, and who knows what we could do in a short amount of time. So we do need a good methodical drive here.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cats at the 42 of Lincoln Prep. Riley under center with his I formation in the backfield, wide receiver left and right. Here we go on 1st and 10, and Riley hands it off for Wilson. Wilson tries to cut to the outside, gets cut down and out of a tackle, going to get 2 out of that. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
He almost got out of it. I thought he was fighting enough where he might, and if he did, he was going to have some open field.
And, you know, we talk about, you know, that cutback that Jace Reynolds had a little bit earlier that caused the hold. That was a perfect opportunity. You should have cut on the inside of that, of the blocker on the outside, because you would have had more yardage there. So 2nd down and 8 coming up. I formation under center is Riley. He steps back, looks over to the sideline for the play. Going to go back under center. Percival off the end on the right side, wide receiver left and right. And Riley going to look to pass here, and he's still looking. He's going to throw it into the flat, finds Percival inside the 30 to 25 and down to the 22-yard line, and a flag flies and another flag as well. So we will see here. Not sure if that was a hold on there or.
I didn't see any of us around, so I was trying to, once I saw it go in, but I didn't see anybody around there. So
illegal man downfield. And that can happen on a long, elongated River Riley going through his progressions there. Sometimes you can't go too far with your block on a pass. You got to stay near the line of scrimmage, and obviously one of the Wildcat linemen pushed a little bit too far, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 13.
But still, that was a good play by River to you know, go through his progressions. He had some time to do that and find the open receiver.
So here we go, 2nd and long from the 45 of Lincoln Prep, and a delay handoff for Wilson, and Wilson cuts through and gets inside the 40 to about the 38. Going to get about 6 or 7 yards there, so gets the penalty back and brings up 3rd and manageable down to about the 39-yard line. It'll be about 3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats. You got to figure they're in 4-down territory, in Lincoln Prep territory here. Down to the 39, 8:39 to go here in the first half of play. We're in quarter number 2, and Lincoln Prep leads at 21-6. And a key 3rd down coming up for the Wildcats.
They're going to have to call a timeout because they're not even getting to the line. There's under 5 seconds left. Yeah.
And Riley going to try to snap it. He gets it off, and he's going to look for it over the middle and had Percival, and Percival couldn't haul it in. Brings up 4th down. And you know something I've noticed with our 2 outside wide receivers since River took over, you can kind of tell, and it looks like the Cats are going to punt, try to play the field position battle here. From their own 45 stands Atkinson. You can tell they're used to going down the field and taking those jump balls and not running real routes, so to speak. just kind of running fly routes down the sideline. This one goes inside the 15. Good punt by Kennedy Atkinson, going to roll dead at about the 10. But they're just kind of running, fly patterns down the sidelines, and that's what they're used to, coming back and getting those jump balls that are floaters. And River doesn't throw that type of a pass, and you can tell the outside receivers in Atkinson and Knowles are having more trouble getting open. Percival's been the guy getting open for the Cats so far tonight. So it'll be a 1st and 10. From their own 10-yard line. This day in 1906, Harrisonville football played its first ever football game against Holden in Harrisonville and lost 6-0. The more of Did You Know?
I wonder where that came from.
And they're going to go to the outside and get to the outside. Cats had him for a loss and are going to get him for a loss of about 6 or 7 as they come to the near side. He tried to find the corner, and the Cats were able to pursue that one to perfection, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and long for Lincoln Prep. Brett Jones, of course, yes.
Of course.
He let
Hi,
us
Brett.
know that. And 615 wins later for the Wildcat program. 615, 315, and 40.
40 ties. That surprises me.
I believe 40. I was probably wrong. Brett will text me if I was wrong.
Well,
It may have been 20 ties. 20 or 40 ties. I don't have it off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me. But I was just going off of my 41-year-old memory, and sometimes that doesn't serve me well. Here we go. Brown is going to hand off in the backfield. Ball on the turf, and the Cats are going to recover at the 1-yard line. Cats needed a turnover, and they got one in the best possible place on the goal line. So this could be huge right here with still 7 minutes to go in the first half. Warrensburg up 35-0 in the first quarter over KC East. So here we go. Cats football with 7:01 to go in the first half. Ball, it can't get any closer to the end zone, Gary. I think you could probably put an index card. It's inside the 1-yard line.
Remember what happened last week. We've got to get the snap.
So Riley going to be under center here. And here they go right up the middle and in 4-6. James Pesic, the freshman fullback, gets into the end zone, and the Cats cut it 21-12.
That is the second one-play drive ending in a touchdown we've had tonight.
One of them for 16 and one of them for 1. When you get short fields, you got to take advantage, and the Cats have. And now Brendan Johnson set for the extra point. And here it is. It is up. It is good, and it's 21-13, 6:54 to go. The touch of your tires on the pavement shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center and check out your tires. Young's Tire and Wheel Center, proud sponsor of every Wildcat touchdown. And if you need extra menu options for the whole family, our sponsor of Extra Points is the place with all the extras. That's Forged by Fire and the Price Chopper Shopping Center. Go there for your one stop for the entire family. All of us know. You've done it before. Jerry had 4 boys. I bet that it was hard for those 4 boys to decide where they wanted to go eat. So with Forged by Fire, one of them might want wings. One of them might want a sandwich. One of them might want a steak. Guess what? You go to Forged by Fire, you can get them all. One of our great sponsors on 4Ts.com. Kick off your morning, Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. Brody Pitts set to kick this one away for the Wildcats from his own 40. And here comes the Pitts kick. It's a high end-over-end kick, going to be taken at the 15 by Williams. He puts it on the turf, able to pick it up and run out of bounds. You almost wonder if, this is one of the cooler nights we've had this year that wasn't raining. You want to feel the moist football, maybe a little bit of an issue here tonight. 6:48 to go here in the half, 21-13. Wildcats trail Lincoln Prep in this one. Brett Jones also texted me and let me know that the Wildcats are 11-2 all-time against interscholastic league teams.
Let's make it 12-2.
That is the plan. And Brown going to pitch it forward for Kimbrell, and he had nowhere to go. He was looking for a hole, and the Wildcats were all over it. He got back to the line of scrimmage, going to bring up second down and long. So 6:37 to go here in the first half. 21-13. So they did get a yard out of that one. To the line of scrimmage comes Lincoln Prep here.
I'm sorry I was bothering Chad. I cannot see those numbers. I mean, I'm old, and it's
it is tough, and that's why you hear a little bit of a pause. We're trying to give you. Brown looks to throw, and now he's going to run with it through traffic and right up the middle. He's going to get close to a first down, but he's about 3 yards short. Going to bring up third down. Big third down coming up in this one. Again, we've talked about big third downs so far, but here's another one with just under 6 minutes to go. Halfway through quarter number 2, and the Cats trailing 21-13. Cats would like to get a stop here. So third down coming up for Brown and company.
I would be eyeing him, and I would bump 13 off the line.
So here we go on the shotgun, and Brown this time going to hand it, go to the outside, and he gets away from the initial contact and then is drugged down. And maybe a face mask as the helmet came off.
The first one looked like, but he let go of it. So, but I didn't. Weird tackle, but I didn't see what he had.
Right now, it'll be a fourth down in their own territory. You think they would punt here, and we will see what the flag is going to be.
That's face mask, 5-yard variety.
14-0 Van Horn over Ray South. The winner of this game gets the winner of that game. Warrensburg up 35-0 over East. And that'll move the chain. So a big mistake by the Wildcats there on the face mask. Keeps this drive going for Lincoln Prep. 21-13 the score. Grandview up 6-0 over Green Valley. So those are the three scores in Class 4 District 7. Winners play next Friday. The higher seeds will host. 3 wide receivers set to your right side, 1 to your left. Shotgun formation for Brown in the backfield. And Brown going to hand off this time right up the middle, nowhere to go. As Kimbrell was eaten up in the backfield. I believe that was Kimbrell. Like Gary said, it is tough to see those numbers. They're starting to show up a little bit better now that it's gotten fully dark, but still tough. Brings up second down and 9. And somehow there was not a flag there, but they came with 12 guys out of the huddle, and one went to the sideline, and nothing was called there. So here we go. Cats going to show some pressure. They throw it out in the flats, have Williams out there, and he's into the secondary and out of bounds, but there's going to be a flag out on the far side at about the 43, which means this could be second down and long on a hold from the receiver out there. So a whole lot going on the field. See, let the referees sort it out. Has definitely been several flags in the first half by both sides.
3 on each team, but most of them have been of the large, or half of them been on the large variety.
So we are awaiting the conference from the officials. The ball is down at the Wildcat 44-yard line. The flag is back at the 44 of Lincoln Prep. And he's just talking it over.
If it's what I thought it was, I don't think there is a choice, but apparently there's more of a choice than I'm saying, with only one flag on the field, though.
So a long conversation, and I still haven't seen any signal from the white hat yet. And here he comes to the near side to talk to the team on the other side of the field. I'm still not sure what in the world. I don't know that they know what's going on as they've gone to both sides here. And I think what happened was he stepped out of bounds there, and they said, okay, that'll make it a third. Instead of 2nd and 15, they're going to go with 3rd and 5. I don't know, because no signal was ever really shown by the officials. So it'll be 3rd down for Lincoln Prep, shotgun formation for Brown. As Kimber next to him in the backfield, and he's going to fake the handoff and look to throw. He's going to chuck it. He's got his guy wide open over the head of the intended target down the far sideline. He was wide open, and I don't know that Tarwater knew where the ball was, and he just flat missed that one. That was intended for Danvo, and you know they would like that one back because Danvo, that's what you call, you got to catch those, Gary.
Yes, you do.
So 4:04 to go. That's an incomplete pass. Stops the clock, and they're going to have to punt. But you got to be careful because their punter is Howard Brown, and that big boy can run, and he could easily get a first down on a fake punt. Cats have 2 back. Paul Raines, our Sonic kick return contestant. If the Cats return this kick for a touchdown, he will win a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville, and that goes out of bounds, so no chance at a kick return there. Did you like the coverage on that one? Great coverage is hard to come by when it comes for insurance companies, but go see our good friend Brad Sainer in the A-frame across from Casey's to get your coverage today. St. Joe Lafayette rolling over Excelsior Springs, 1,623 to 30. I'll have to text Chad Rader and tell him he may want to fix that one. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 38-yard line. We've got 3:56 on the clock here in this first half. Cats could get this one evened back out. Gary, this one kind of has a little bit of the feel to me of that Blue Valley Northwest game earlier this year. Looked a little lost early, starting to come back around a little bit. Now got a chance to get on the scoreboard and get this thing close to tied up. Riley to throw and almost picked off, and there is a flag coming in late. Maybe some holding in the secondary or some pass interference. I'm not sure. Probably a hold on that, which would be an automatic first down as they come running in here.
Well, he read the way it looked was 13, or Percival was going to get the throw, and the defender read it perfectly. So the hold was somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly where it was at, but that was.
So now at the high school level, holding is a 10-yard penalty on the defense. You know, in college, or I know in the pros, it's a 5-yard and an automatic first down. Nevertheless, it's an automatic first down for the Cats up to the 48-yard line. And River, glad he got that one back. And that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down.
That's only our third.
First,
so.
when you think home appliances. And here we go. And up the middle they go with Pesic. And Pesic gets to the outside of the 45, inside the 45 to the 40. And driven out of bounds down at about the 37-yard line. So a 14, 15-yard carry by James Pesic. And it's a 1st and 10 down to the 37-yard line. So 3:38 to go, and that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. First down. And wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Percival off the left end. Riley under center at the 37-yard line. And Riley looking to pass this time. He's got his man Percival over the middle. 15, 10, 5 to the house. Percival from 37 yards out. And the Cats are within 2, 21-19 with 3:13 to go in the first half of this one. And it looks like the Cats, I like this call right now from Coach Maxwell. This year has been so goofy and crazy in college and pro, watching coaches chase that imaginary 2 points early in a football game. Coach Max isn't going to do it. He's going to kick the extra point, make it a 1-point game. The kick is up. Kick is good from Brandon Johnson. Touchdown of your tires on the pavement. Shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Proud sponsor of every Wildcat touchdown. And for extra menu options for the whole family and every extra point, it's Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. We'll be right back after this.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Dominick at 816-380-2700.
Welcome back. Sorry if we had a little bit of a pause there. Gary and I were breaking it down up here in the press box on our little perch. Brandon Johnson to kick it away. Good high end-over-end kick by Johnson all the way back to the 10-yard line. A little reverse and nowhere to go. Cats snuff it out. The 15-yard line, Colby Knowles read it perfectly. Great kick coverage by the Cats. And when I think great coverage, I think of Brad Sainer, Farmers Insurance. For some great insurance coverage, have him give you an estimate today. And right now, until the 31st, if you have him give you an estimate, you are entered in a drawing to win an autographed Patrick Mahomes jersey. Hottest thing going in Kansas City, Missouri right now. Patrick
Hollywood.
Mahomes. I'll tell you what, he is something fun to watch when you watch him play quarterback. Shotgun formation for Brown here. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. They're going to go in motion, and they're going to fake the handoff and go right up the middle with Brown, and nowhere to go. Gets to the 16, maybe a yard or two. Going to bring up second down with 2:56 to go. Cats still have all of their timeouts, I believe. So we'll see if they get a stop here on second down. They may use one of those timeouts.
What I like about Mahomes is he appears, now I've never met him, but he appears to be very humble, very down to earth, and so he's not, at least right now, it doesn't appear he's letting it go into his head. And I think that's a good statement to make to the younger men that play the sport.
Well, and another thing you got to think about too, Gary, with him, he grew up around a Major League clubhouse. His dad was a Major League pitcher for 11 years. He saw what it was like to be, in the spotlight from an early age. So that's been a great thing. And we've got a whistle, not sure what's going on. Going to be a timeout. Lincoln Prep going to call that timeout with 2:19, so we'll keep it right here. But remember, if your vehicle needs a timeout, go to see Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial Street. But talking about Patrick Mahomes, it's like he gets it. And it's fun to watch. Like, you raised a quarterback. Watching him go through progressions and reads and knowing what's coming when he goes to the line of scrimmage is something fun to watch. And
his mind is, Zach played, obviously quarterback, but his mind is in a totally different world as far as quarterbacks go. I mean, he is up at his really first year. I mean, even though he's not a rookie this year, it's his first year, with the team on his back. And boy, I tell you, just watching him, the way he's able to deal with the game itself is absolutely fun. And I absolutely love to watch it. And I'm looking forward to many years of this too. I mean, they give him the talent outside and some running backs. It's going to be hard to beat us.
So here we go. It'll be a second down and long, 20-0. Van Horn up on Raytown South. We were looking through the scores, and it is now 30-23. Lafayette and Excelsior. They get to the outside. Couple of yards, going to bring up third down as Williams tried to get it to the outside, got a couple. Third down, and now the Cats going to call a timeout as the ball to 20 with 2:09 to go. So we just talked about it. Will they call a timeout? Well, Lincoln Prep had to call one. Now the Wildcats call their first. They're going to have a couple, and it's a third down and a big third down ball at the 19, 3rd and 5 coming up for the Tigers.
Talking about Mahomes and his humility and stuff, again, it kind of goes back to the Marcus Allen type. You score a touchdown, you hand the ball to the ref, go to the sidelines. I mean, you don't have to do anything else. I know everybody likes to watch the celebrations and stuff, but
and they've let him do a little bit more, and they were giving him a hard time. I don't know if you saw the celebration. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And he tried to go along with the little dance on the side. He goes, "Yeah, it wasn't my best effort," but that's what I like about him is he can poke fun at himself. A lot of people have made comment that he sounds like Kermit the Frog because he's got a froggy voice, and he's able to make fun of himself, and it's because he's
confident.
Yeah, and he's got a froggy voice with a Texas twang, so it is really unique.
But he's such a confident person, it doesn't bother him. I mean, his little quirks, so what? Yeah, I've got them, and I'm going to move on. So
they have been fun to watch this year. Somebody said on 810 today, they go, man, after you watch him on a Sunday, he goes, the week drags by. You're waiting to see him again next Sunday. Bye week will be terrible. 2 wide receiver left to the right, shotgun formation for Brown on 3rd down, and he looks to pass, and he throws it in the flat, tipped and knocked down, incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the Cats came close on that one. Brody Pitts, not sure who got the big paw in on it over there, but the Cats were able to knock it down, and they're going to have to punt it away. Our Sonic kick return contestant tonight is none other than Paul Raines, and if the Cats return a kick for a touchdown, Paul Raines will win a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville, and this is a good area.
Good field position. Who knows what we'll be able to do with it?
Low liner, and the Cats are going to have to let it go. And it will be stopped at about the 42. And I love that by the Lincoln Prep player. He comes up to the ball and just starts waving his hands, trying to give it a couple extra yards. And it is going to be, that was Jermaine Hamilton who was doing that. And it'll be Cats ball at their own 43, 150 to go. And what I like about high school, you get a first down, clock stops. You can still run the ball quite a bit here with 150. Warrensburg up 49-0 on East, and still 5 minutes to go in the first half of this one.
Well, we've still got our 2 timeouts. That's what's nice, that we didn't use timeouts in the wrong time this game, so you've got those in the bucket to be able to utilize if you need them. So
wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Under center is Riley. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's looking to pass.
Oh, there he is.
And he's got his man deep, wide open to the 20, to the house. Colby Knowles, 57 yards on the touchdown. Wide open was Knowles. Ran a little bit of a post route that time. Got open, and Riley hit him in stride.
I don't know that I've never scored a game, and I don't know that I've even watched a game where there's been 3 one-play drives for touchdowns.
And that's the 3rd one. I'll tell you what, you want to talk about drives for touchdowns. I did a screenshot on Twitter last night. Georgia Tech won last night 56-21, I believe the score is. The kick is up. Kick is good. That is a touchdown brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touch of your tires in the pavement shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center today to check out your tires, and that extra point brought to you by our great friends with the extra menu options. That is Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House and the Price Chopper Shopping Center. Options for the whole family. So 27-21. Cats haven't chased any points tonight either, Gary, and they've got a 6-point lead now with 1:39 to go in the half.
Yeah, and you hit it earlier when they scored the last touchdown. Chasing points in the first half, even really in the 3rd quarter, especially when you're scoring, you set yourself up for problems in the 4th quarter. And I like the way his decision not to. Now, you talk about speed and talent. They've got speed and talent right now, so you got to be careful how you kick this ball off. We've seen this happen in the past, so you want to make sure you kick it. Nothing else, kick it out of bounds and make him go 65 yards.
So Johnson kicks it high end over end, going to be taking it about the 20, almost a little down, and they're going to fake it this time. Williams does on the reverse, and nowhere to go, down at about the 20-yard line. I was talking about drives, long drives. Georgia Tech runs that veer type of option offense, and they had run the ball last night, I believe it was 49 times for like 387 yards. Their quarterback was 1 for 3 on the night passing. You rarely see that at the college level. It was an amazing stat line. And they still scored after that, so I would love to have seen the final stats on that game. It's 1st and 10 for Lincoln Prep at their own 21-yard line. 1:31 to go in the half.
And no timeout. So, I mean, if they're going to run the ball, then it's going to go over quick, hopefully.
So here we go, shotgun formation. They're going to hand it off around the end for Kimber, and he's going to get out of bounds up to the 28-yard line. 21-7, Green Valley is trailing Grandview in that one at the half. We'll get some other Class 4 scores here in just a little bit, go through some of those at halftime. So 2nd and 2 coming up, 1:22 to go in the first half of this one. Cats have their first lead of the ball game, 27-21.
And that's something to say after with a minute 54 in the first half, or in the first quarter, it was already
14-0. So here we go, looking to pass out in the flats and overthrows his target on the near side. And it brings up 3rd down and 2 with 1:17 to go. And, you know, the Cats still have 2 timeouts in their pocket, too. And there's a minute 17 to go, and this is a big 3rd down now coming up for Lincoln Prep. The Cats could get all of it back now and have a lead of 2 possessions going into the half if things fall correctly. So Howard Brown, the quarterback, gets his play from the sideline. 3rd and 3 coming up, 1:17 to go here in the half. 3 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 way out here to the left. Shotgun formation, and he's going to go up the middle with Kimber, and he's going to get close to a 1st down. See if he's going to get a good spot. They're going to move the chains up to the 32 with 1:11 to go here in the half. So 27-21, 1:05 to go, and they're quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Get the back off the end, 2 wide receivers left side, 1 to the right side, shotgun formation, and Brown going to run it right up the middle, and he stays on his feet to the 45 and to the 50 into Cat territory down to the 48 of the Cats. 49.7 seconds to go. So the ball all the way down to the 48. And the clock will roll with 48 seconds. Remember, no timeouts for Lincoln Prep. Shotgun for Brown, and Brown looking to pass out in the flat, chased down in the backfield. Finished off by Colin Carruthers. He was the first one there, and also Trevor Campbell back there, and Brown ginger to get up here as the clock rolls with 24 seconds to go in the half. So the clock will roll, and the play clock has not started yet. And Brown, I think, wiping some cobwebs out with 9 seconds to go here in the half. It looks like they're just going to chuck this one deep here, or no, he's going to run it, and he goes right in to the teeth of that Wildcat defense, and that'll do it for the half. So the Cats come back from 14 down early in the first half and take a 27-21 halftime lead. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with our Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show after this.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market. and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from, Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. Add new tires and being a rough country lifts and accessory dealer, Colby's Car Clinic takes the fear out of getting your car fixed. So give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Everybody has that one friend's house they love to go to with cool decorations and a relaxed environment. The Garage Burgers in Harrisonville is like your friend's house, an amazingly fun place with names of all of its visitors adorning the walls with old racing gear throughout. Make it your place to go next time you want a fun and terrific dinner. With 20-plus burgers, amazing appetizers, and ice-cold drinks, the Garage is your stop for fun and excitement. Now open late on Fridays. The Garage Burgers on Commercial across from Young's Tire.
Welcome back to halftime. The Cats lead 27-21 at the half over the Lincoln Prep Tigers. A rough start to the half for the Wildcats as a muff kickoff made it 7-0 right off the bat, and then a quick drive after a 3-and-out by the Wildcats. And 2 minutes into the ballgame, Cats were down 14-0. Looked like, wow, Lincoln Prep was ready to rock, ready to roll, as we like to say, rock and roll here on the broadcast. As Gary is sitting here adding up our stats, but the Cats were able to persevere, get some stops defensively, and get some big plays offensively. Gary going to talk about that here when we get to the stats in just a couple of minutes. 3 one-play drives for the Wildcats, culminating in 21 of their points, is huge. It's our halftime show brought to you by our friends at Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the historic Harrisonville Square. Your one-stop printing, computer service, Wi-Fi, and gaming. Go see Harrisonville's best computer solutions, Kaleidoscope Digital Services. Again, your score 27-21 at the half. We're here at Interscholastic League Stadium in the middle of the heart of Kansas City, Missouri, right off of 63rd Street and between 63rd and Meyer Boulevard, just to the east of 71 Highway is where we are. We are on the campus of Southeast High School, and we are at halftime, and the Cats lead by 6 points in this one. And, you know, Gary, I said it at one point, I kind of liken this game to that Blue Valley Northwest game that the Wildcats had a little bit earlier. Just needed some confidence boosted in them. They got down early in that game, 13-0, I believe it was, or 14-0 in that game, and were able to come back. In this game, very similar situation.
Yeah, I mean, they're up a score. Obviously, they're going to kick off in the second half, so they're not going to get the ball to start off, so they need a good defensive stand. But you're right. Our last, 4 of our last 5 drives have been TDs. Going back to the end of the first quarter, 3 of those were one-play drives. 1 of them was a 2-play drive. So, I mean, I don't know that I've ever called a game or been involved in a game where you've had a touchdown on a one-play drive, touchdown on a one-play drive, touchdown on a 2-play drive with a penalty, and then a touchdown on a one-play drive. Let's go through the scoring real quick. With 3:47 left in the first, Reynolds had a 16-yard TD rush for a touchdown, making the score 6-0. Then in the second, 6:54 left, Pesic had a 1-yard TD rush. Extra point was good, made it 13-0. Also in the second, 3:13 left, Percival had a 37-yard touchdown reception from Riley. Extra point was good, made it 20 for us. And then with 1:39 left in the second quarter, Knowles had a 57-yard touchdown reception. Extra point good, 27-21 at the half. Wilson had 5 carries, 30 yards. Reynolds had 3 carries, 15 yards, and Pesic had 3 carries and 18 yards. Knowles had 1 reception for the 57 yards and a touchdown, and Percival had 2 catches for 55 yards. Total of 175 yards total offense for the Cats, and they're about half the time of possession, and that would lead to be that if you've got so many touchdowns with 1 or 2 play drives. With Lincoln Prep, they had 143 yards total, almost 16 minutes of offense, and they've scored 3 touchdowns. One was the one we gifted them at the very beginning of the game, and then 2 others. You know, I think if we key on the quarterback and key on the receiver that has most of their touches, I mean, the quarterback's got 16 carries for 72 yards, and the receiver 13's got 4 receptions for 46 yards. That's the primary part of their offense.
Well, we will see what happens. We got a lot of football obviously left to be played. Cats lead at 27-21, and we'll see what happens when we go to second half action. We're going to take another quick timeout after those halftime stats, and we'll be back with our Spirit Spotlight, our soccer seconds after this.
It's happened to all of us. Our printer out of ink and need an important document printed. In Harrisonville, that can spell disaster. Not any longer, though. Kaleidoscope Digital Services has you covered with inexpensive printing services. No more trips to the city just to get a copy made. And that's not all. Computer on the fritz, they'll take a look. Wi-Fi needed for workspace, and even starting a local gaming community plus new board games to try. Head up to the historic Harrisonville Square and check out Kaleidoscope Digital Services on the corner of Wall and Independence Street. It's 6 p.m. and your family is discussing what to eat for dinner. We've all been there. Everyone wants something different. So make it simple. Go to Forged by Fire in Harrisonville for a little bit of everything. Salads for mom, and a wide variety of them at that. The steak for dad, a Boss Burger for your growing boy, and chicken strips for the little one. The next time you need a variety of food with extra options to satisfy everyone in the family, make the one stop to Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center on Commercial.
When you want all the latest news about the Wildcats, turn to the South Cass Tribune. A large sports section, honor rolls, robotics, and even news and notes from all 6 Harrisonville campuses. They are sure to have you covered. They are happy to say the Wildcats are their hometown team. Find the Tribune around town at various establishments or get a subscription delivered right to your mailbox. Keep up with everything each week in the South Cass Tribune, Harrisonville's home news source.
You have choices when it comes to apparel and promotional gear for your business. Don't sacrifice quality for choice. Travis Thurston with T Screen Printing and Embroidery has all you could ask for. Local ability to screen print, embroider, and make vinyl decals, not to mention 50,000 promotional products at your fingertips with tscreenprinting.com. The next time your business or event needs apparel or a giveaway, stay local and turn to T Screen Printing Embroidery, the pros who 4Ts trust to outfit them on Friday nights.
Salon 114 on the historic Harrisonville Square is happy to sponsor this year's Spirit Spotlight, which highlights a different Wildcat cheerleader who has excelled on the team each week. While the stylists at Salon 114 are extremely busy, they are excited to announce the addition of a full-spectrum infrared sauna. This new addition is available to anyone and comes with an array of health benefits. Sessions are available with flexible times and by the minute. That makes now the time to call at 816-651-3722.
All right, welcome back to our Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show. It is time for our Soccer Seconds, our final regular season edition of Soccer Seconds, brought to you by our friends at Schroeder Chiropractic. Proud to update us on the Wildcat soccer team's progress. Schroeder Chiropractic, they got your back. Wildcats went 1-1 over the last week. Their first game was a loss 3-1 to Van Horn. And they lost to Van Horn, a team that they could possibly face in the sectional round, and they fell to 17-5-2. And they turned around and won 9-0 yesterday over Warrensburg. 9-0 was that score. Improved the record to 18-5-2 and completed a perfect run through the MRVC at 10-0. The Wildcats look to districts next Monday and Wednesday at Raytown South High School. If you're listening to the game tonight and you would like to sponsor next week, we are looking for sponsors. If we can get enough sponsors on board, we would love to do the district tournament for the Wildcat soccer team and follow them on hopefully another run all the way to the Final Four of state as they made last year. They are 17-5-2, as we heard just a little bit ago. So we would love to see them make another deep run into the playoffs. If we can get sponsorship opportunities, it would be the same as last year, where it would be $100 for 2 games of the districts, and then after that we will talk about what the possibilities would be for the sectional round. But in order to do that, we've got great sponsors on Harrisonville Football. We need some great sponsors to be able to get that advertised and get those games on the air as well. We got about 5 or 6 minutes before we go to second half action. And again, I want to give a shout out to the cheerleading squad and our great friends at Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique, who bring us the Spirit Spotlight each and every Friday night of the football season. That is the Spirit Spotlight, brought to you by our good friends. We've had several cheerleaders throughout the season. Alexis Royal, Kaylee Caldwell, Lane Anderson, Maisie Stodursky, Jenna Hart, Tabitha Hardman, Cameron Setzer, and Beth Ellsworth have all been featured in the Spirit Spotlight, brought to you by Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique and Antiques, both on the historic square, are proud to bring you the Spirit Spotlight. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with more on your Kaleidoscope Digital Services halftime show after this.
There are a million places to buy a used car, so why not go somewhere you know lives by the Show Me State motto? The staff at Show Me wants to show you that Show Me spirit. Excellent service, affordable prices, and even loaners while you get your car serviced. With 2 locations to serve you in Harrisonville and Belton, they will put you in your dream car, truck, or SUV, and if they don't have it, they'll find it for you. So drive on over to Show Me Auto Mall and drive away with your next car.
A strong starting lineup is a key to a great team. Insurance is no different, and Stafford & Stafford Insurance has the best lineup in town. With personal, commercial, health, life, farm, and crop insurance, they have you covered. 40-plus employees are there for you to find the best rates, walk you through claims, and make sure they are there for every step of the way. So if you're looking for a full-service insurance company with a strong starting lineup, go see the folks over at Stafford & Stafford Insurance on Commercial Street across from Holland Auto Sales.
Max Savings Event is here at Max Ford in Harrisonville. New 2018 F-150 Super Cab. No money down, buy it for $459 a month. 2018 Escape, 0 down, buy it for $256 a month. Come to Max Ford in Harrisonville for the Max Savings Event and see why we are the fastest growing dealership in the Midwest. Max Ford Harrisonville at the corner of 291 and 71 highways, or shop 24/7 at maxford.com. See dealer for details.
The Trade Fair Mall isn't just an antique mall. It's several businesses in one. Need t-shirts for your team? A custom t-shirt shop on site has you covered. Speaking of covered, Harrisonville Trade Fair is Missouri's #1 seller in premier portable buildings to store all your outdoor equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it? They probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's.
What is your time worth? Think about it the next time you head to the city to spend hours and days shopping for home appliances and to save a few dollars. Instead, drive across town and see Erlene and her staff that's right here for your convenience. You can be in or out in a short amount of time with amazing service, a great product, and they always treat you like family. located behind Hawthorne Bank on Plaza Drive. So spend all your extra time you saved cheering on the Wildcats, and remember, think Troby's first when you think of home appliances.
When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place. Whether it's a standard oil change, brake check, or something a little more major, Michelle and William with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you get back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pockets. So if you don't want to break the bank when your vehicle needs service, come to the shop that keeps you rolling down the highway. Young's Auto, right across the street from Young's Tire on South Commercial.
Why would you go to the city and spend mountains of money on a corn maze and pumpkin patch when one of the best in the region is right on the outskirts of Harrisonville? Matt Moreland at Red Barn Ranch puts much thought and effort into making sure there is something for kids of all ages, from the corn pits, hay maze, corn cob cannon, to the corn maze and pumpkin patch. There's something everyone will love. So take time to go check out the best fall fun right in Harrisonville. Red Barn Ranch, just a few minutes north of the community center on Jefferson Parkway.
When it comes to fast service at a reasonable price, Young's Auto is your place.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Halftime Show, brought to you by Kaleidoscope Digital Services. And we got an extra Spirit Spotlight here tonight, as I looked online a while ago, and Coach did not put a new Spirit Spotlight Cheerleader of the Week this week. So we went back over all of the other cheerleaders. Jenna Hart is up here with me, one of the seniors, as well as Maisie Shudarski, right? Shudarski. See, I got it right. I had to ask her how to say her name. Anyway, we've got them up here. You guys have had a great season so far. Obviously, you are on the dance team as well as – are you not on the dance team? Okay, so she's not. I thought she was doing a double duty, but she's not. But that was Jenna Hart. So Jenna's doing all kinds of stuff. I think she wants to go. I'll ask Jenna. Jenna, you're wanting to go to college to be a cheerleader, correct?
I'm hoping so. I'm not sure where, but I'm definitely hoping to cheer.
I did get to speak with your mom a couple of weeks ago, and we had a good conversation about Miss Jenna Hart. I mean, you can imagine as Miss Dunham and your mother talking about you and what you were wanting to do in college. I believe you took a visit down to Pitt State. Have you?
I'm going to.
Okay, take it. So let's ask Maisie. Maisie, what are your plans after high school?
I planned on going to UCM and majoring in nursing, and yeah.
So Maisie's going to be at UCM next year, which makes me feel entirely too old because I'll be at UCM again next year as well. So I'll probably see her on campus, and that's just crazy in its own right. So what do you guys do? How does your guys' practices go during the week? Let me ask you first, Jenna. Do you guys practice just like the football team every night of the week?
We actually just practice twice a week, and usually for like 2 hours. And most of the time we work on stunts. So we actually have a new stunt this week, and it's the L-ups. And we just learned them this week.
So how has that been going, just learning it?
Actually good.
You got it down perfect, right?
Pretty close.
All right. Maisie, 3 minutes. Oh, Gary, 30 seconds. Gary's giving me the 30-second warning. You guys are going to miss the start of the second half. I was going to ask Maisie another question, and you just totally threw me off, Gary. So you're going to go to UCM next year. You're going to go to Pitt State. What is your funnest thing about cheerleading, Maisie?
I think just like making all the memories with our teammates because we all get along really well and we just have a lot of laughs.
All right. Well, girls, thanks for coming up here. Coach threw me a curveball. She threw you guys a curveball right before the game. So I appreciate you guys coming up here, and maybe we can do this again during basketball season if you're both cheering in basketball. All right. Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. That was a second edition of our Spirit Spotlight here tonight on our halftime show, brought to you by Salon 114 and Birdie's Boutique and Antiques, both on Historic Square. Proud to bring you the Spirit Spotlight. I'll have to give Coach Emily a little bit of a hard time after on this one as we get set for second half action, as 12 minutes on the clock as we get ready to rock and roll, Gary.
Rock and roll. I'm going to steal this from you. JR, we are listening. I don't look at my text very often, so I did at halftime and usually at the quarter. JR, we are listening. We are going to correct it. I think we have called probably Josh James. I'm used to calling James. but we've Josh Pesic is obviously 41, the fullback, and his brother James, who Zach played with, is one of the coaches. So the player number 41 is Josh, coach is James, and we've got that situated.
I'll throw that one all on my shoulders because I was the one that did it. And, you know, Josh has done a great job blocking at that fullback position, but they've got him more involved in the running game tonight. So we're not used – I'm usually saying Pesic, and then, you know, you throw in the James just flows because we called his name so long.
Well, how many years did we do that? I mean, it's obviously so. Yes, but just so we're square, I got it, JR. We got it correct.
And we were talking about that. The Cats tried to catch him sleeping with a onside kick, and instead they got a penalty. And now they've chased him backwards, and that was about a 15, 20-yard kick, and it turns into about a 35-yard kick with all the backwards running, and Lincoln Prep will have the ball on their own 32-yard line. Kick off your mornings at Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop, Brew Daddy's Coffee. You like excellent kick coverage, and do you like excellent insurance coverage? Go see our friends Brad Sainer, and you can get coverage like there was on that kick to cover everything. Farmer's been there, covered that. Brad Sainer in the A-frame across from Casey's on Commercial. 1st and 10 for Lincoln Prep from their own 32. Brown back out there in the shotgun. They're going to go in motion from left to right, and up the middle they're going to go with Brown, and there's a penalty in the backfield. Looks like it may be illegal shift. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty and go backwards 5 yards with 11:41 to go as we just underway in the second half. I talked to Emily Terwilliger, I believe is how you say her last name. It's hard. That's one of those that's hard to come out. About like Shudarski, because I had no idea how to say that as well. But I said, hey, yeah, you can send a couple of cheerleaders over if we have, you know, you're going to be on the other side, so we'll see if they can make it over to the other side. And they were up here. And I think you guys might have been yelling at me when I was going back down there.
No, they didn't get here that much before you got back.
So Brown right up the middle again and nowhere to go. Got about a yard. Brings up a 2nd down. So glad to have them on because, you know, a lot of times people forget. We broadcast all the football games, but there's a whole lot of sports going on in Harrisonville. We talk about the soccer team each and every week, the softball team, the volleyball team. You have cheerleading. And I will tell you, I'll be the first to tell you, yes, cheerleading is a sport because if you've ever seen those girls getting thrown around in the air and all the conditioning that they go through, it is a sport, folks, because I'm not going to go try it.
I learned that a long time ago. With Steph being a cheerleader, I learned it was a sport.
I bet her and her brother argued about that a lot.
Well, he liked to
poke the bear.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, they go out in the flats and the ball on the turf. Going to bring up a 3rd down. So they tried to get it to the safety valve out in the flats. And they could not complete it. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 15 for Lincoln Prep. And some Class 4 playoff scores. 49-6 Warrensburg over East. Grandview down 21-7 to Grandview up 21-7 over Grain Valley. Cats, of course, leading Lincoln Prep. Raytown South down 20-7 in their game. The winner of this game gets the winner of that game. Here we go on shotgun 3rd down, and Colin Carruthers had that one read perfectly, but it was an open field catch, and into the secondary and off to the races goes Lincoln Prep for the touchdown. We talked about it, Gary, the big play capability, and there it was, just kind of a busted play, and he takes it to the house for 6. That was Mario Woods with the touchdown and ties us at 27 apiece. But that's the first big play of the game for Lincoln Prep. Cats have limited those big plays since that, and that was one of those. Colin Carruthers had that one read well, and then they could not capitalize. Colin was in the face of Brown, and he was able to get it off. And the extra point is huge here. It would give them a 1-point lead. High snap, but the kick is up and good. And Lincoln Prep regains the lead, 28-27, 10:18 to go here in the 3rd. We'll take a timeout.
Decisions on the football field must be made in a split second. When buying a home, it is quite the opposite. Let Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage walk you through the process with ease. They will make sure buying your dream home doesn't become a nightmare. From the first showing until the keys are in your hand, go with the realtors that have called Harrisonville home since 1981. American Heritage Realtors, office located next to Sonic on Commercial, or go see them at americanheritage-realtors.com.
All right, 10:18 to go here in the third, and Lincoln Prep back on top by 1.
And, JR, you didn't need to rub it in, okay? So we corrected it, but then he needs to go on and say it looks cold there. I'm in Laguna. It's 80 degrees. So it is cold here, JR. So wish you were here rather than there, or I wish I was there and you were here as far as the temperature goes.
Hey, I'm glad that we can bring people all over the country the broadcast. Here comes the kick. Sonic kick return contestant tonight is Paul Raines, and this one is going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Cats' ball from their own 20-yard line.
Well, I was hoping it was going to make it to the end zone because if it didn't.
Yeah, and I think the Cats have struggled a little bit on that tonight on reading where the ball's going on the kickoffs. They trail it 28-27. Good opening drive for Lincoln Prep to answer. The Cats had been on quite of a roll there, having 21 unanswered points to take the lead. And now Lincoln Prep answers and leads at 28-27, 10-18 to go here in the third.
And that was where we talked that athleticism that they had, that speed and athleticism can really make a big difference in a ball game, and especially a play like that.
So Riley under center here. 1st and 10, they give it to Jace Reynolds, and Reynolds into the secondary and then is upended.
I think he tried to stop, and when he did, the tackler stopped him.
About 8-yard gain, and then a Bill Goldberg spear by the middle linebacker for Lincoln Prep right there. That was a textbook open field tackle by the linebacker.
That it was.
So a 9-yard gain, going to bring up 2nd down and short for the Cats with 9:49 to go. A Halloweenish moon rises over the field on the far side, but through the clouds. And here we go. Riley hands off again for Reynolds, and Reynolds into the secondary. Another big chunk of yardage. And Grain Valley's closed it into 21-14 in that game. And that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. 1st and 10 up to the 40-yard line for the Cats. Good to see Jace Reynolds we haven't called his name much tonight. Gets the run going in the second half here. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. And here we go. Riley again hands off for Reynolds, and Reynolds weaves through traffic and through the initial line. Going to get about 3 up to the 43-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7. So 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Cats trail 28-27 after the opening drive. So 8:47 to go, 28-27 our score. Cats with the ball just outside of Lincoln Prep territory. And Riley hands off, and Reynolds slides down, lost his footing, and they're going to mark him way back at the 46-yard line. So we got about 3 out of that, maybe 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Had a good block by Josh out there, and he was going to cut it back in, and just lost his footing.
So 3rd down coming up. 3rd and about 4, it looks like. I thought they were going to say about 3, but we'll go with 4. As it's 3rd and 4. I formation in the backfield. Percival off the end, and there they go on the handoff for Reynolds, and Reynolds gets the 1st down, cuts to the outside, and going to get about 6, and that's it. Blown dead at the 49 of the Tigers. So a 1st down for the Cats. The freshman running back It's been all the freshman running back. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first. What do you think? Home Appliances. 7:45 to go. I like this drive so far. Just smash mouth, pound it, run the rock, run the clock.
5 plays and just about 4 minutes now. So
wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Under center is Riley. And they're going to hand off this time for Jaden Wilson, and he's going to get about 15 and be out of bounds down at the 34-yard line. And it looks like to me right now the defensive line is just shooting in those gaps, but like kind of diving through those gaps, and then they're on the ground and they can't get back up to make those tackles right now, Gary.
Yeah, and that's what you kind of like to have. You like them to shoot the gaps.
And be on the ground. Because that leaves a lot less guys to tackle. That was a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first. When you think Home Appliances, I formation, wide receiver left, wide receiver right, under center is Riley. And River looking to pass this time. He throws it deep. And to come back for it, no. Incomplete. Good defense by Lincoln Prep down the sideline.
Stride for stride, and that was just a good play.
And River's sister, Brooke Riley, is listening and watching tonight. She sent me a message earlier this week and asked where we would possibly be if they win next week, because she was trying to plan her weekend accordingly to be able to get to the game. And we got a penalty as players diving through there, and again, same thing.
Sisters are great for their brothers. I don't know. Sometimes I'm surprised Steph ever even really gave Zach any, I don't know, encouragement the way he treated her sometimes.
So here we go. Second down and about 5. So that was a 5-yard encroachment as they're like diving across that line of scrimmage, trying to get in there and get a fumble. And now the Cats give it right back. Nope. Another offside on Lincoln Prep. So 2 back-to-back penalties gives a first down, and that's an easy way to get a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think Home Appliances. So it's 1st and 10 down to the 24-yard line of the Lincoln Prep Tigers. Cats trail 28-27, 6:51 to go here in the third quarter of this one. Knowles to your left, Atkinson to your right, Percival off the left end, I formation, Pesic and Wilson in the backfield. And Wilson goes right up the middle. He's got down to the 20-yard line, going to get about 5 out of that. Going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Cats in right at the red zone. So 4-yard gain. So 6:30 to go in the third. 28-27, clock will tick. Nice, good opening second half drive by the Cats so far. Riley brings his team to the line of scrimmage with his I formation and wide receivers left and right, and looking to pass over the middle. Has his man at the 5-yard line for the completion, Colby Knowles. And that is a 15-yard dart from the sophomore River Riley to give him a 1st and goal. And that will be a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first. When you think Home Appliances, this has been a Troby's specialty on this drive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first downs, and this is the 10th play of the drive as well.
Now we got a whistle and encroachment, and in the neutral zone again is Lincoln Prep. That is their 3rd offside penalty on this drive, and that goes half a distance. So half a distance to the goal, and the Cats are inside the 3 now with a 1st and goal. So 4 shots from the 2. Hold on to the football here if you're the Cats. 5:45 to go. So Riley brings his team to the line. Knowles to his left. Atkinson to his right. Percival off the left end. I formation. Pesic has Wilson behind him in the backfield, and Wilson weaves into the end zone for 6. And the Cats regain the lead, 33-28 with 5:20 to go. Touchdown to your tires on the pavement shouldn't let you down. Go to Young's Tire and Wheel Center to check out your tires. Proud sponsor of every touchdown the Wildcats score all season long.
Last 4 drives, TDs. That one was a 10-play, 5-minute drive that took over 80 yards.
Extra point brought to you by the restaurant with all the extras in Harrisonville. Extra choices for everyone. Forged by Fire, Kitchen and Tap House, and the Price Chopper Shopping Center. We will take a timeout, and we'll be back. Cats regain the lead, 34-28.
It's never too early to teach your little ones about finances and saving money. Sherwood Community Bank has plenty of options available for you to help kids save and learn how to manage money. Savings accounts can be started as soon as one is born to help teach them to save. Once they are behind the wheel, a checking account with free internet banking and a debit card could be there for them to manage their money. Sherwood Community Bank is there for the youngsters. Just ask Braxton.
Go see them at Sherwood Bank. That's where my account is.
All right, 5:20 to go here in the third. Kick off your morning in Harrisonville's only drive-thru coffee shop, Brew Daddy's, next to Commerce Bank on Commercial. Cats set to kick it away. Brandon Johnson to kick it away for the Wildcats as they regain a 6-point lead with 5:20 to go here in the third of this one. And this ball is going to bounce to the 10 and be picked up. To the outside they go is Williams, and he is going to be rolled out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Colby Knowles on the contact.
Said this a while ago, but that last drive was a 10-play, 80-yard drive. Took up over 5 minutes of time and ended with a 3-yard rushing touchdown by Wilson. All scores have been by a different person. Reynolds has a touchdown, Pesic a touchdown, Percival, Knowles, and Wilson has touchdowns.
When you can spread the ball around like that, you like your chances. So a 1st and 10 coming up for Lincoln Prep. Shotgun formation, Brown has 3 wide receivers set to his right, 1 to his left. Pistol formation they're going to go out of this time. And Brown going to make the handoff, or look like miscommunication, and the Cats read it and were on top of it for a 3-yard loss. Going to bring up 2nd down. So, something for the Wildcats, if you can get a win tonight, there's a lot of football left to be played, but if you could get a win here tonight, you've won 2 out of your last 3 games, and we talked about it. You start hitting your stride at the right time.
Confidence, momentum, a lot of things going to happen.
So 3 wide receivers set to your left, 1 to your right. Shotgun formation for Brown. And he's going to give the handoff this time to the far side, and that is going to be chased out of bounds for another 4 or 5-yard loss. That is the safety coming up, Carson Crowley. I got too many C's out there on defense. You got Carson Crowley, Colin Carruthers getting those C's out of the mouth. Brings up 3rd down and long. So 4:07 to go, 3rd and long, 3rd and about 17. You just got to keep it in front of you if you're the Wildcats. With Brown going to have to hurry as it's already down to 10 on the play clock. Lincoln Prep may have to burn a timeout here. So under 5 on the play clock. Shotgun formation for Brown, and he just does get the snap off, and he looks to pass, and he goes over the middle, incomplete, through the hands of his intended target, and helped back up off of the turf by Carson Crowley. And, that's something I've noticed here tonight is the sportsmanship between both sides, Gary. Almost every single play, somebody from either team has been helping each other up. And that's a lot of times people will say if you play one of the urban schools, you get them off their game. But both of these teams have been great all night long. I've loved the sportsmanship. There's a low line drive kick, and Knowles going to take it at the 50. And Paul Paul Raines was well hoping for a kick return, but he's tripped up at the 40 of Lincoln Prep. Cats with a 6-point lead in the ball, 3:30 to go in the third. Could try to make it a 2-possession game. Again, Paul Raines is our Sonic kick return contestant. If the Cats return a kick in this game for a touchdown, Paul Raines will score a $100 Sonic gift card from our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville.
I think this is their first opportunity to go up by 2 scores, and they need to take advantage of it. They've got a short field, 40 yards to go. Just have a nice, methodical drive into the end zone, go up by 2, and start taking this into next week.
So here we go, 3:30 to go in the third, 34-28 to score. Reynolds and Pesic in the backfield. Knowles to your left, Atkinson to your right, Percival off of the right end. And under center goes Riley, and the ball on the turf, and the Cats got a scrum for it. I think they got it. No, Lincoln Prep gets it. And a turnover. So, well, there goes that idea, Gary. As the first play, you talk about one-play drives, the Cats have had now 4 of them in this game, and that one was a turnover. And the ball is up to the 43-yard line. Lincoln Prep just outside of Wildcat territory. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right. Back off the end on the left side. They're going to spin it around to the right side. Now go shotgun formation with Brown. And Brown looking to pass, and he throws it. He throws a dart and a little hook and ladder down the sideline for a first down and then some down to the 35-yard line. So going to the bag of tricks, and it was perfectly played on the far side for a 20-plus yard gain down to the 36-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, 3:13 to go here in the third. 34-28 the score. 3 wide receiver set, 2 your left, 1 to your right. Shotgun for Brown. And Brown loses the handle on it and is covered up immediately by the Wildcats after Brown falls on it. He was down, and I'm not sure who they're going to call that one on. And we were just talking about the good sportsmanship between the two sides, and it looked like Tarwater was going at it with Mark Oliver. And we will see.
And usually it's the second one that gets caught. I'm not saying that it was, but it looks like
they're going to go offsetting. And you know, I kind of like that because the kid from Lincoln Prep got caught, but I think the other official saw that. And that's kind of a break right there for, well, it was, I guess, no, because it was after the play. So it should just be 3rd down from the spot of the ball, I would imagine. But
it should be 2nd down, and they lost 9 there, so it should be 2nd and 19.
Okay.
Not sure exactly what.
So I think they're gonna discuss it again. But what I was gonna say is I liked how the officials got together and talked about it, and we're like, okay, we can't penalize one because they were both doing it.
I think Coach is going to have a little discussion. He's having a personal discussion with him right now, and it's a good way to handle it. And make sure that you don't cost your team an issue.
Well, and I'm waiting to see. We got the guy with the yardage or the down marker.
At one place you got
in the football's back at the 45. The down marker's up at the 38-yard line. So we're trying to sort things out here with 2:48 to go and that is going to be, it was offsetting after the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 19 after the long loss. And then again, it'll be a 3 wide receiver set to the left side, shotgun formation for Howard Brown, the quarterback. Wide receiver out to the right side as well. So down at the Wildcat 45-yard line, shotgun formation for Brown. Running back next to him in the backfield. And this time they're going to fake the handoff and they're going to throw it out in the flats. Picked off. Braden Tarwater read it perfectly. Dives, and a miscommunication for Lincoln Prep, and the Cats get a big turnover. So it'll be 1st and 10, and the receiver was on a go route, and the quarterback Brown was on a little out route, and Braden Tarwater saw it and jumped the route and got the interception. If he would have been a half step quicker, he would have been for 6 the other way. So the Cats take over from their own 37-yard line. Both teams trade turnovers late here, third quarter. Wilson, Pesic in the backfield, wide receiver left, wide receiver right, under center is Riley, and a whistle and a flag. And a false start on the Wildcats. And I'll tell you, it's been crazy up on the line of scrimmage here in this one because Lincoln Prep is trying to go quickly across, and then you also have the Cats now getting a little antsy because they don't want another fumble. And it looked like he was lined, Jerry was saying he was lined up offside. It was kind of close right in front of us here, so Jerry was able to see that. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Under center Riley, 1st and 15 for the Cats from their own 32. And Riley going to hand it off for Wilson, and Wilson in the secondary to the 40, and he's going to have a first down all the way down to the 49-yard line, a 12-yard run. Keegan Rowe helped up to the turf. He is a little ginger walking. So it'll be a 1st and 10 up to the 48, so the ball will move, and that'll be a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. If you could have saw my animation on that as it went across the screen, and I pointed to that. So 1st and 10 just outside of Lincoln Prep territory with 2:09 to go here in the third. Cats trying to make it a 2-possession game. And Riley looks for the handoff for Wilson. Wilson looks for a hole. He finds one and cut up at the 45-yard line after a gain of about 6. They're going to give him 7 as it's marked down at the 44-yard line with 1:46 to go. And there is a Lincoln Prep player down on the ground.
The last play was set up with an excellent block outside by Pesic. I think I like the way they've gone to this with the offset eye and sometimes the eye. I mean, because it gives him an opportunity to block and either Wilson or Reynolds to be able to cut off of those blocks. And that last play that Wilson got of 17 yards was set up by a block that he was able to cut inside of the block of Pesic. So
run through some scores real quick. 27-14 Van Horn over Raytown South. 21-20 back to a 1-point game, Grain Valley and Grandview. That's a good one. And, of course, the other one, Warrensburg, up big 52-14 in the fourth quarter. That one, Warrensburg going to move on. They're going to get the winner of that tough Grandview-Grain Valley game. And I want to know, I am telling you, I'm going in after, and I want to find out who the DJ is tonight because he is spinning some tunes, and they're all good. Brett Jones texted me at halftime and said, hey, quit talking. My jam was on. Montel Williams, This Is How We Do It was rolling, and he was dancing at home. All right, 2nd and 3, and this is Reynolds, and Reynolds is into the secondary down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line, and another 20-plus yard run for the Cats as that offense is starting to hum, running the football down to the 25-yard line. That is a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. 34-28 our score. 1:31 to go here in the third. Cats have it down to the 25 of Lincoln Prep. I formation still for the Cats. Down at the 25. Riley gets the ball, and this time he's going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds gets to the outside again. He's going to get it 4 or 5 and be drugged down out of bounds. Going to be a 4-yard gain, I believe. Down to the 21-yard line.
Both Reynolds and Wilson have 10 carries each. Unofficially, Wilson's with 76, Reynolds with 70. So a pretty equal balance of rushes for those two.
And when you can get a balanced rushing attack, it makes your passing game that much more efficient and lethal. Knowles to your left, Atkinson to the right, I formation on 2nd and 6 for the Cats at the 21. Riley looking to pass this time, goes through his progressions and then rolls out, and he's going to throw off his back foot. Not a good throw by the sophomore. His foot was sliding, and it's a interception at the 5-yard line for Lincoln Prep. So the Cats were driving, great drive, and you know what? That's a sophomore. That's a first-year quarterback mistake right there. That's where you maybe try to roll it out a little farther, or you throw that out of bounds where nobody can catch it unless it's your guy. I said Montel Williams. I meant Montel Jordan. Brett let me know that Montel Williams did a talk show. Nevertheless, Brett, we're having fun up here, okay? 1st and 10 for the Tigers. From the goal line on the shotgun, looking to go with it, and right up the middle they go, right back into the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 25 seconds and rolling here into this third quarter. So 34-28, Cats lead by 6. Have had a couple opportunities to make this a 2-possession game and have not been able to capitalize. And this one is going to be the end of the third quarter. So 3 quarters in the books, nothing decided from Interscholastic League Stadium here in Kansas City, Missouri. We go to the fourth quarter of the Class 4 District 7 quarterfinal matchup. We'll be back after this.
No matter how many things you've had on the menu at Applebee's, everyone has their favorite. Whether it's an appetizer sampler, chicken fajita roll-up, or 3-cheese chicken penne with a side of buffalo sauce, you always go back to your favorite. At some point over the years, every Wildcat has had a meal at Applebee's. The next time you head to Applebee's in your Wildcat gear, mention the Wildcat Special and receive a 10% discount. Applebee's of Harrisonville on Rockhaven Road, catty corner to Quick Trip.
All right, we're back here live at Interscholastic League Stadium. Chad was shining Jerry's head as we come back from the break. 12 minutes on the clock. We go to the fourth quarter of this one. The Cats lead it by 6. Lincoln Prep with the ball have gotten a couple of good turnovers. And we go to the fourth quarter. Cats with a lead.
You know, we pretty much had the same. We had a touchdown, fumble, interception. They had a touchdown, punt, interception, and they've got the ball. So, you know, perfect opportunity that would almost have acted like a punt, but we were driving, so we didn't want to throw an interception, obviously, on second down. But anyway, we can give it a good stop here. Should get pretty good field position coming out of this if we can stop them.
So second down and about 9 coming up for Lincoln Prep. Howard Brown in the backfield in that shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to his right side. He looks out to the right side, throws it in the flats and complete, but an open field tackle right through there. They go with a good open field tackle. And again, you know, atoning, he had that one he missed a little bit earlier in the open field, Carson Crowley, and he was not missing on that one. And the ball at the 3-yard line on 3rd and 13. And now, if you're Lincoln Prep, I'm playing conservative here because you do not want to turn the ball over deep. And that was almost – he kind of popped that ball when he caught it. That could have gone on the turf for a fumble. Cats would really been in territory. And if you're the Cats, you got to watch for a big play here too, because if they get behind that secondary, it could be trouble. So here we go. Brown looking to throw, and he's going to wind up and chuck it deep. And Cheney on the coverage, and that ball just kind of sailed out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, that was a throw. That was 50-plus yards in the air before it drifted out of bounds. But now Brown going to have to punt out of his own end zone. on a short field at that with 11:05 to go. So 4th down coming up. Howard Brown to kick it away, and again the Cats going to get the ball back with a chance to make it a 2-possession game. 34-28 the score. Lincoln Prep to punt it away here. And almost a blocked kick, and it's going to be a short kick picked up by Tarwater, and good open field tackle right there. 36, Jermaine Hamilton just comes up and quickly tackles that one away, so no chance for David Rain to get a Sonic kick return on that one. Could have had a $100 Sonic gift card. He will get a $10 Sonic gift card just for playing tonight in our Sonic kick return promotion brought to our friends at Sonic of Harrisonville. 11:01 to go. Cats are going to be in great field position at the 34-yard line of Lincoln Prep. Wilson Pesic in the backfield this go round. On 1st and 10, Riley going to be under center. And Riley going to hand it off, and Wilson gets into the secondary inside the 30 to 25, tripped up after a 1st down, though. And again, in there on the tackle, Jermaine Hamilton. I'm going to tell you what, he is an excellent open field tackler. Hamilton has probably had 10 or 11 tackles tonight, and he has saved a couple of touchdowns. It was enough for a 1st down. And it'll be down to the 23. So 10:40 to go here in the 4th. It is a 6-point Wildcat lead. 1st and 10, Cats at the 23-yard line. And here we go on 1st and 10. This time it'll be Reynolds. And Reynolds cuts back inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 3. 2nd and 4, so a 6-yard gain by Reynolds. 10:13 to go as the clock will roll here. So 10:05 to go in the 4th. Cats lead by 6 with the ball in the red zone.
And I'm not going to say a word.
Keep those lips closed, Gary. 2nd and 4 coming up, I formation for the Cats. And here we go, and they hand it off for Reynolds, and Reynolds breaks the 1st tackle. Going to get maybe a yard, and is wrapped up. We'll bring up 3rd down now for the Wildcats. So 9:38 to go. So you got to figure the Cats are in 4-down territory. They're going to go no gain on that one. So 9:25 to go. 3rd down coming up. 9:20 to go. We had a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down a while ago. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. And here we go out of the eye on 3rd and 4. And they're going to hand it off for Reynolds. And Reynolds tries to cut back and nowhere to go again. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So Cats had a 2nd down and short, and they get nowhere. Maybe lost a yard on that one, and it brings up 4th down here with 8:55 to go. So 8:50 to go as the clock rolls, and a big 4th down coming up for both sides right now. So neither team definitely the last 6-8 minutes of game time has wanted to take this game by the throat. Both teams have had opportunities, and neither has been able to capitalize. 4th and 5 coming up for the Cats, and a whistle and a timeout called by the Wildcats. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go see our friends at Young's Auto Repair today and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well.
Thank you, Kansas City, for making us the fastest growing Ford dealership in the Midwest. Going on right now, Max Ford is having a regional Carfax Advantage event. That's right, going on right now. Take advantage of the huge pre-owned inventory. Over 65% of our pre-owned vehicles are one owners. Max Motors guarantees to beat the other dealers' online price by $500. We offer the lowest prices with a hassle-free shopping environment, which makes us the easiest place to buy a car. Max Ford of Harrisonville, 291 and 71 Highway, maxford.com.
8:29 to go here in the 4th quarter. Cats lead it by 6. A key 4th down coming up. Cats have it inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. They need to get down to about the 13 for a first down. So a 4th and 5 coming up for the Cats. They're going to go I formation here on 4th down. Riley looking for his call here, and Riley going to pass. And he looked out, now goes into the flats. And a good open field tackle in the flats by Lincoln Prep. Read it perfectly. I'll tell you, Riley missed Percival there. He went through quick progressions as he got a little bit of happy feet. He had Percival over the seam and just missed him and went to his safety valve out in the flats in Pesic. And it'll be a turnover and downs from their own 19, 8:20 to go here in the 4th. And the Cats lead it by 6. And again, here comes Lincoln Prep. So 1st and 10 coming up. Ball to 19. They're going to hand it off, go around the end, and a good open field tackle on the far side by the Wildcats, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Mark it up to the 23, so 2nd about 6 coming up. So 8 minutes to go here, 4th quarter, a 6-point contest. And you got to be careful if you're the Wildcats, because Lincoln Prep could break a long one at any point in time. And we'll wait. 3 wide receiver set to the far side here. And they're going to fake the handoff, go right up the middle with it for the quarterback, Brown. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and short. So 3rd and about 2 coming up for the Cats, or for the Tigers, I should say. So 3rd and about yard is what they're going to call it. So 3rd and 1, ball up to the 28-yard line. 3 wide receivers to your right, 1 to your left, shotgun formation for Brown. And Brown out of the shotgun, and this time he's going to fake the handoff again and go right up the middle. He's going to have a first down up past the 30, and that'll move the chains with 7:02 to go. So Brown keeps it again. And another first down up to the 31-yard line.
And that's only their 2nd first down of the 2nd half.
So Cats defense, well, and you did have that first drive where he had the big long run. So shotgun formation again for Brown. And this time he's going to hand it off and try to get to the outside and through the secondary. Another quick hole and another 10-yard gain for a first down up to the 42 with 6:35 to go. 34-28 the score. Both teams, I think, a little worn down. You're starting to see both offenses start getting chunks of yardage. 2 wide receivers, 2 your left, 1 to your right. Back off the end shotgun formation for Brown on 1st and 10. And Brown loses the handle on it and going to hold it himself and get close to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe lost half a yard there. Going to bring up 2nd down. So dangerous snap there as that one bobbled around and Brown able to corral it and just run it forward. So 6 minutes to go in the 4th, and it's a 34-28 ball game. So 34-28 the score. 2 wide receivers both ways. Shotgun and a fake, and over the middle they go. Incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. So they tried the slant across the middle. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 11 for Lincoln Prep from their own 41-yard line. 5:38 to go. And you know, that almost kind of works as a timeout for you right there. Is the clock is rolling here. Kind of reset yourself on a 3rd down. Close to midfield. Go 2 wide receivers left side, 2 to the right side, shotgun formation. Running back with Brown in the backfield. 3rd and 11 coming up. And this time Brown looking to throw it. He's going to have to go up the middle. Ball looked like the ball popped out, but I guess it did not. Going to bring up 4th down at about 8. And with 5:27 to go, it's decision time for Lincoln Prep, and they're going to play play the percentages here and kick it away and hope they can kick it deep and get a stop from their defense. Cats, on the other hand, would like to have a nice 5-minute drive and run the clock. So we had a whistle and a timeout called. So Lincoln Prep going to call a timeout with 5:11 to go here in the fourth quarter of this one. Does your vehicle need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair. Have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll leave it right here with you on this one. I know Jerry, he had the button ready. He was wondering if he was going to go. Let's run through some scores. 21-20, still the score we've got on that Grandview Grain Valley game. Not sure what quarter that is in. I'm sure it's getting late in that one. 50-21, Platte County over Winnetonka. 30-30, Lafayette and Excelsior. That's a good one there in the Northland. Kearney all over Marshall, 51-6, and Smithville all over Kirksville, 35-7. Looks like it'll be a Kearney-Smithville rematch from a classic last week where Smithville scored late to win that one. My good buddy Jason Leary, I think he may be listening or watching along with us tonight as he is at that game, but he said it was a great contest, just smashed mouth football on both sides as he was up at that game last Friday night. And do we have a score in the Raytown South and Van Horn? Looks like Van Horn's still up 20-7 over Raytown South.
I don't think they're going to punt. I think they decided there's only 5 minutes left. They may not get the ball back. So I think they've decided to maybe change their mind. So
big
we need
play.
A big stop here.
Big stop here for the Cats. Shotgun for Brown, and Brown is going to run the ball as he is chased out of the pocket, and he's going to have enough for a first down. That was all Brown right there. And that'll stop the clock momentarily as they move the chains, and that's been an issue for the Cats all year long, not able to finish off tackles. He was in the backfield, dead to rights. Would have been Cats ball. Instead, they moved the chains past midfield down to the 47 of the Wildcats with 4:50 to go. Two wide receivers left to the right, shotgun formation. This has been all Howard Brown on this drive. They're going to go in motion, and up the middle they're going to go Trevor Campbell. Just hangs on and rides Brown down for a gain of about a yard or two. Bring up second down and 9 with 4:28 to go.
I think that's what you need to do going into the last part of this game is make sure that somebody stays on him and tackles him, or at least gets a hand on him to make sure he doesn't have the ball.
Or slows him down to where you can get a couple guys to wrap up and tackle. Now they're going to go pistol, and they're going to hand it off right up the middle again. Nowhere to go. Going to bring up third down and about 8 with 3:58 to go. Ball down to the 44-yard line. So Cats defense, and this is where you got to be careful if you're the Wildcats. They're letting you sleep up the middle, Gary. They may be able to bounce something to the outside for big yardage. As if you look right now around the ball, you've got
now, where's the jet sweep that they did a couple of times in the very beginning, and they haven't come back to it yet? And that's been our nemesis, or Achilles heel, excuse me.
So shotgun formation on third down, and right up the middle they go with Brown again. And Brown going to get close to a first down, going to bring it fourth down and about a yard as he is driven to the ground. Tell you what, that defensive line of the Cats and also Howard Brown are going to have some nice ice baths after this one, or maybe hot tubs with it being chilly out there. Is another fourth down coming up, the second fourth down on this drive. Two wide receivers left, two to the right. Cats got to wrap up here. And quick up under center, and Brown just going to push it forward. And I'm not sure he got it.
I don't think he got it.
And we're going to see where they get the spot. Looks like they're going to have a good spot. And we will see. They're going to mark it. They may have to measure. And they're going to move everybody out of the way. They're going to measure this. I think he may be a little bit short. I'm not sure. But if I look over to the far sideline, That chain is past the 47, and it's going to be short. I believe it's going to be about a football and a half short. So we will see. They're going to have to measure here. That if you look on the far side, the chain goes past the 37-yard line, and the ball is not quite to the 37. So he's going to be about, football and a half short on this, I believe. We'll see. And he is short by about a football and a half. So he was about football and a half short, and it'll be a first down for the Cats with 2:44 to go. And you know I liked the play call, quick snap up under the middle, but the Cats were able to punch it into that box real quickly. So we got Wilson back there behind Pesic, Josh Pesic, wide receiver left, wide receiver right. They're going to hand off for Wilson, and he gets past the 40. And then there's a flag, maybe a hold, I'm not sure, or maybe a sideline warning, I'm not. So wait for the signal. So 2:37, that'll push them back inside their own 30 to their 29-yard line. So I guess there was a hold on the Wildcats. So it pushes it back to the 29. 2:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. 34-28 your score in this one.
And if I've got it right, both teams have 2 timeouts left as well. So
Riley going to be under center here. And Riley going to hand off for Wilson, and Wilson gets a couple, stays on his feet, ball comes out. There's going to be a scrum for it, and we'll see. You're going to know right away. And it'll stay with the Wildcats, so they catch a break there. 8-yard run down to the 35-yard line. And we got a whistle with 2:09 to go. And a timeout called by Lincoln Prep, I believe. So we got a timeout on the field with 2:09 to go. Does your DDL need a timeout? Go to Young's Auto Repair and have them check it out right behind the garage on Commercial. We'll be right back.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Service has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud sponsors of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Welcome back. 2:09 to go, fourth quarter, 34-28. The Cats have not been able to put it away, and Lincoln Prep isn't going away. Both teams fighting and clawing against each other in this one. Gary, it's been a good contest all night long.
Yeah, and if I've got it right, they've only got one more timeout, so that'd be two minutes and then another probably 40 seconds. So down to a minute if they wouldn't on the next couple of plays to take it if they didn't make a first down to fourth down. So you'd punt. That would give them only about a minute to go to the length of the field, which we know that they can do with their speed and their talent. And so let's just get a first down and end it.
So second down and about 13 here with 2:12 to go. Riley going to be under center. He's got Pesic and Wilson in the backfield. Wide receiver set out to his right. Percival off the end here. So there we go on the whistle. And under center goes Riley on second down. And they're going to hand off again for Wilson. He cut back and got inside to the 39-yard line. Going to bring up third down. And the last timeout called. So a third down coming up, and we'll have another timeout on the field. If your vehicle needs a timeout, go see our friends at Young's Auto Repair on Commercial behind the garage.
The Harrisonville Square is quickly becoming a shopping destination, and a big reason why is Birdie's Boutique and Antiques at the corner of Lexington and Pearl Street. Birdie's offers a unique combination of fashionable clothing, furniture, accessories, home decor, and gifts. For the ladies in your life, it's the place to take them. With a little bit of everything, they are sure to make you leave with something new. So the next time you want to go shopping, head up to Historic Square and check out Harrisonville's newest hot spot for fashion, Birdie's Boutique and Antiques.
All right, 3rd and 9 coming up with 2:05 to go. Lincoln Prep out of timeouts now. So the Cats can run the ball here, run some clock off before they would have to punt it away. Or you get a first down and you take care of business. And here we go, Wilson, and he's up to the 44-yard line, going to be about 3 yards short of a first down. So the clock will roll.
Well, that was a quick set. Wow.
I was going to say, that was a real quick set on that play clock there, as they weren't even people out of the way yet. And Harrisonville's going to let it roll all the way down, and then they're going to call a timeout with 1 second to go.
Unofficially, that last run, I've got Wilson at 103 yards. So
1:26 to go. So Lincoln Prep will have a little bit of time. They're going to have to go quite a ways, depending on the punt, obviously. So you got to get a good punt off if you're Atkinson here. This is where Ryan Bird would be perfect in this situation. Back from last year, you remember Ryan Bird had a lot of those rugby-style punts. He'd run off to the side, and he could roll it inside the 15 or 10-yard line. North Platte 30-19 over LeBlond. Belton over Ruskin 47-28. Adrian all over Rich Hill 42-6. Ray Peck is down 26-14 to Lee Summit North. Pleasant Hill over Center 32-14. So 4th and 4 coming up, and wow, Cats look like they're going to go for it here on 4th down in their own territory here. So they're going to go in motion, and he does jump offside. Unbelievable. The Cats are going to move the chains on 4th down. And that's going to end the ball game. That will be the end of it as the Cats draw them off sides. It just took a hut, you know, that extra little umph on that one. So now the Cats can go into kneel down mode. And by all indications, it will be the Harrisonville Wildcats traveling up to Independence next Friday night to take on the Van Horn Falcons in a contest. I'm not 100% sure where that game will be. I know tonight they played at the Truman Football Stadium, which they both have their own stadiums now. But I think most times they play at William Chrisman. So if they play, they'll play next Friday night. I know that William Chrisman, even if they win tonight, they will be at Fort Osage next Friday night. So that means the Cats would play at William Chrisman against Van Horn. As the clock rolls here, Cats are going to have to kneel down one more time. It looks like there's 12 seconds on the play clock. This is where you get it down. Now you just go on up, you kneel it down, and you're going to play again next week. Kneel down. It wasn't pretty in the second half. Had some good drives, but a couple of turnovers. Nevertheless, the Wildcats are going to win it. So it was a great contest. I liked the fight out of both squads, and I liked the sportsmanship out of both teams tonight. It was a great contest, and the final score going to be 34-28. Definitely nothing for Lincoln Prep to hold their heads on, as they had a great contest. And the Cats survive and advance, and that's what you got to do in the playoffs, survive and advance. We're going to take a timeout, and we will be back after this. You're listening and watching 4Ts.com.
Teammates on a football field are a must. That's why Cameron Chenoweth of American Family and Lacey Domnick of Shelter Insurance are teaming up to give you options in the insurance market. They know you have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Domnick at 816-380-2700.
It's happened to all of us, running a few minutes late and not enough time to drive somewhere to get out and go in to get a coffee, tea, latte, or delicious muffin or cinnamon roll. Good news, Brew Daddy's Coffee is now open and boasts Harrisonville's only drive-through coffee shop. Quick, convenient, and delicious is exactly what Brew Daddy's is for you. Opening at 6 a.m. and staying open all afternoon on Fridays to give you that caffeine boost before the game. Brew Daddy's Coffee right next to Commerce Bank on Commercial.
When you climb in your vehicle with your kids and head to the Wildcat game, you want to be safe. Make sure your tires are safe by visiting William and Michelle's at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. You might not need them today. William can give you a peace of mind by letting you know when you will. If tires are needed, they will get you the best tire on the market and Harrisonville's best tire warranty with free flat repair for life of the tire. So stay safe with new tires from Young's Tire and Wheel Center.
When you live in a small town, you need someone you can trust to buy a used car from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales is that guy. Selling cars in Harrisonville for 35 years gains you that trust. Used car dealers can come and go, but not Steve. Holland Auto Sales, with 3 generations of Hollands graduating from Harrisonville, means he will be here for years to come. So go see the guy who the Grammer family trusts to buy from. Steve Holland with Holland Auto Sales on Commercial Street, just past Burger King.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the post-game show, brought to you by our post-game headquarters. That is Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. Head over on now for some Friday night trivia. That is Forged by Fire in the Price Chopper Shopping Center. Gary, the name of the game when you get to the playoffs, survive and advance. The Cats did it tonight, come in as the 6th seed, get their 3rd win of the year. They move to 3-7, won 2 out of their last 3, and they're going to have to travel up to Independence next Friday and play Van Horn and just keep trying to keep the truck moving.
Well, like we said, it's how you play in November, and so next week will be November, so we'll see. It's going to be a tough game next week. We know that. We spotted Lincoln Prep tonight, 7 points with 10 seconds into the game, and I think we played well after that. I mean, as well as we needed to get out of here with a win. I'm going to go over real quickly because I think we got to get out of here. But said some of these before, but I want to get everybody's kudos. Kudos for all the touchdowns. Reynolds, a 16-yard touchdown rush. Pesic, a 1-yard touchdown rush. Percival, a 37-yard touchdown reception. Knowles, a 57-yard touchdown reception. And Wilson, a 3-yard touchdown rush. That gave us 34 to Lincoln Prep's 28. Unofficially had Wilson at 14 carries, 103 yards. Reynolds at 13 carries, 75 yards. Pesic, 3 carries at 18. Knowles, 2 catches for 72 yards. Percival, 2 catches for 55 yards. And we ended on the end of the second quarter, the end of the first half, 3 touchdowns. We started off the first of the second or the third quarter with a touchdown, and then it was fumble, interception, downs, and then into the game. So we played well enough to win tonight. We're going to have to play better next week, but that's what each week does, especially with some of the new faces that we've had to put in offense because of injuries and everything else. So I'm looking forward to see how we can play next week.
Absolutely. And you got a shot at getting back. I think Harrisonville guys want another shot at Warrensburg. Grandview won tonight, 27-20 final, so Grandview, Warrensburg are going. We may be traveling to Grandview, too, if we were to win next week, because Grandview is a very good team. They play in one of the toughest divisions around, and that's the Suburban Blue Conference. You've got Kearney and Grain Valley and all of those top to bottom, Smithville, Platte County. They're all in that division, so they're battle tested. Our Grandview, but bottom line, we got to take care of business next week in Van Horn, a team, an up and coming team in Class 4. You know, they've been chopping wood. They get that first round victory finally. Now they're in the semifinals, and you got two teams. A lot of people didn't think, you know, that we're going to be there. Van Horn, you know, a lot of people just figured they would get beat in the first round, you know, from early in the season, but they had a good season. They're 7-3. Then you got the Wildcats, who are 2-7. A lot of people are like, oh wow, they're down this year. But here we go, semifinals down to the final 32 in each class, and the Wildcats and Van Horn are going to try to play their way into the Sweet 16.
Any given Friday night, anybody can win. That's what's so fun about youth football. That's what's so fun about on Saturdays, and then high school football on Friday nights. It's fun, and we love to watch it. I do want to give one quick shout out, and I'm sorry I didn't get this on the air while they were still playing, but J.R. Pesik's race team he's in Laguna, and so going to give a shout out to him and Coach James Pesik, Jay Buford, Scott Maxwell driving the PF Racing Ford Mustang. It's going to be on CBS Sports 11 a.m. on from California on Sunday, I believe. So
awesome. So again, I'll thank everybody. Cats win it 34-28. We'll have the game next Friday night in Independence, either at Chrisman or Truman High Schools. We'll let you know when we know. We'll put it out there on 4Ts.com as well as the 4Ts Facebook page. For Ron behind the camera down there, for Jerry behind me, and for Gary, I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Kansas City. We'll see you next Friday in Independence.